Is he?
Hello, everybody. My name is Lewis Lee, and this is Plane in Traffic. We do this every Thursday night live, and we have special guests and companies come on and hang out with us, and we got fellas in the chat. And we do this live on YouTube and Facebook. So if you're in the chat room or if you are on those platforms, you can leave comments, and we can see them over here in the chat. What's up, Ray?
Lewis, pleasure to be here again as always. Another week, another guest.
Yes,
the weeks are flying by, so I got to keep a track on what day it is. I said, how'd Thursday come so fast?
Yeah, being retired, you skip days, huh?
You know what? They just go by in a blur. Yeah, it's like, and then months. Now months are going by like that. It's like I'm hoping it will slow down once we hit the winter.
Yeah.
Won't be so much to do.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? You'll find something to do in the house.
Yeah. Well, now the thing is that's the beauty of this is you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. And, believe me, my wife's got me jumping too. I'm going shopping with her, food shopping. I actually like doing that. So, we run out to the store, we do this, we get lunch or whatever. And, before you know it, the day just boom, 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 just goes.
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody in on Facebook and YouTube, we're waiting on Tom to pop in. He's down in Texas, so we don't know how their internet service is down there.
Right.
So we can let the fellas in. Let's see who we got. Brian, Scott.
There's my Matco man.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hey guys.
Scott.
What's going on?
Scott, what's up?
Hey,
How are
Jim,
you
you
guys?
We got to play the game. What's different in Scott's room? Because there's always another picture of decoration in there.
Jim, what's up?
There's always something different.
Hey Jim.
Hey, has anybody seen Papa Squirrel? I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks.
I know he was on the chat line.
Okay.
I think 2 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago, I think.
Right.
But I don't know.
All right. We gotta keep an eye on him. Make sure he don't come up missing.
Have to send out a squirrel chaser.
Yeah. So Brian, did you hear me and Ray talking about that tool?
Yep.
What is it called?
The one that Ray was talking about?
Yeah.
The axle holder thing?
Yeah.
Is this the stuff to fool me in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you testing to make sure? Are you playing my wife? Are you making sure I'm following along or something?
Yeah.
What store did you go to?
Huh? And he got something new also. He said something about holding.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later. The other one, I think it's called the Ratch Lock. You know what? Give me 2 seconds. I'll go get it.
He's got it handy.
Yeah, that was some motorcycle part. That was some motorcycle thing he was talking about.
Hey, Bill. Who else is here?
Linkshot 302.
Hey, this Bill. So, fellas, anything good this week?
Warm weather.
Yeah. No more rain. We finally 7 days or 6 days, and we finally saw that funny bright object in the sky. We're all trying to figure out what that was about.
I think we sent it your way because now we got the rain.
Yeah, that was all from the hurricane stuff. So,
yeah, man. I'd like to throw out a shot to the people down in Florida and Mexico, or not Mexico, and Puerto Rico that got hit.
Yeah.
Man, that's one of my biggest fears to lose everything. You lose everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's brutal.
In a fire or a flood or.
My aunt was really lucky down there. Her house sits up a little higher, but she was right in the middle of all that, and one of those bridges going back to her area was wiped out and still is, and luckily, like I said, very minimal damage done to her house, and I can't even imagine she's down there and my grandmother, at the 100 dealing with all that. And I just, it's crazy to think about the times that we live in and everything going on, and to deal with all that is just crazy.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my
Yep.
friends, Raymond. He's on Messenger right now. I think he's texting through Facebook. But he said
Yeah,
it's a mess
I
down there.
saw those pictures. Like I said, it's just crazy. Even just those the guy that had those the Daytona.
Daytonas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw that.
he goes, it should be okay, and still, it's just you can't play with Mother Nature. You're just not gonna. You
You're
just
not gonna
never
win.
know what in or expect what to happen. It's absolutely insane.
Right.
Okay, you ready for this?
Ready?
Yep.
Here it is, and it is
Oh.
called the Ratch Lock. I don't know if you're able to see that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've never seen
Looks
that.
like a homemade vice grip.
Yeah, so the end, it's like a vice grip. It turns and it adjusts the hex, so you can grab.
All different sizes.
But I had to re-weld it up here on both sides. And I guess I don't know what's going on in my toolbox, but it took this interesting color to it. It took like this brownish on one side only.
Oh yeah.
Is that a brand name or is that something someone made?
No, this was a company, and it says right on here, Summit Tools in Denver, Colorado, and that's where I was. I was in Denver, Colorado, and went to there. So you can carry just one tool and take a multitude of bolts off, I guess. So that's a one-off thing. I've never seen another one, and
Hey, Paul.
I may have the only one in existence for all I know. I have no idea.
And that was change the tires on the motorcycle. I mean the hub. I mean the axle.
Well, yeah,
I
would
mean,
let you take an axle nut off, and some bikes, different bikes had different size axle nuts. So like the front nut was different than the rear nut, so it would let you adjust it like a vice grip. It really is just like a modified vice grip. Is kind of what they did. It doesn't lock though. It doesn't have a locking arm, so you have to hold it against. You have to hold it against spring pressure.
Oh yeah.
As you loosen or tighten, but I think I might have paid. Maybe it was like $20-something back in the like '79. So I mean, it wasn't cheap back then, but it wasn't like it wasn't crazy. So
Right.
So
Yeah, I've never seen that. I thought in my head I was thinking of a different tool, but
it goes. It's part of the museum now. It's part of the
Part of the museum.
Actually, Louis, maybe I'll post it. I'll keep you happy. I'll make a post on it. Why not?
Right. All right. I see Papa Squirrel in the house. We were worried about you for a minute. We didn't know where you was at.
Talking about me?
No, Papa Squirrel.
Who's Papa Squirrel?
He's in the chat. He's one of the founders of Playing in Traffic. He goes way back, like a Cadillac.
Okay, let me set the phone down here for a second. I don't know if you all can see what's in the background around me.
Is that the Jag you were showing me earlier?
That's one of them.
Was that like a 58?
This one's a 69. I don't know how much.
Well, the one on the left, I mean.
The one on the left. No, there's nothing.
On the left.
Oh, the one on the left. Yeah, that's a 140. I'm 120, 58, 54.
54. So what are you doing to them? You're restoring them totally or custom or?
Well, the 54 is getting some love and care, a bunch of rubber bushings and suspension work. The 69 is the one that's getting some wiring harnesses done in it and some other miscellaneous things.
Yeah.
So we're putting the wiring harnesses back in this one now. And then
The
got
company that makes reproduction.
they come out of England.
Yeah.
It's the original stuff then.
It's replacement. It's British replacements parts.
It's probably better than the repops out here.
Oh, far better. It's dead on to the original.
Wow.
So I got that cloth covering too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, here I'll show you guys the cloth covering that came out of it. You all can see.
Who's dinging back there?
That's me.
I don't know who's dinging. Here's
We'll allow it.
yeah, you can kind of make out the cloth covering, how all
Yeah.
deteriorated it is. And then you can see, I don't know if you can make it out or not, the cloth covering.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not vegetable oil based and the new stuff won't get all eaten up.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, I got a good treat for you guys over here. I wish I knew how to turn my camera around.
Oh, look at that.
All right.
That's a nice shape.
Yeah, it is.
I see shiny.
What is that? What is that?
Inline.
E-types.
Another E-type, another XKE.
Let's see.
Oh,
There's SUs or Zeniths on there, Paul.
SUs.
Yeah.
So this dual overhead cam cross flow engine, Jaguar used that from 1946 until 1995. Just different variations of carburation or whatever.
Nice. Is that a V12?
No, this is 6.
Straight six.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So intake cam, exhaust cam, cross flow head.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah, I guess I'm holding the camera good enough for you guys to see.
Yeah, yeah, we see it. Man, that's sweet.
Put the other one back there.
Ooh, look at that.
But
So is
The gold one.
yeah, 66.
so is that all you work on there is the Jags?
In this shop, it's nothing but Jags.
Okay.
The Jag shop.
The Jag shop. That's correct.
Jagalicious.
Oh, I like that. We're gonna have
There
to
you
start
go.
using that.
Put that on a sign in the background.
Shagalicious.
Jagalicious. All right. So what's tonight's topic, guys?
We're just talking cars. We were waiting on Tom to come in. Something must have happened where he couldn't get in or call. But hey, we can handle it.
We still know how to talk.
Yeah, right. My man Raymond, he has a GoFundMe for down in the Florida hurricane, and I'm trying to put it in the chat. I met Raymond on our first platform, which was Blab. This how far back, or 8 years ago. So he was on a different channel, or he was on a different channel, but on Blab you could jump on anybody's channel. It was pretty cool. I wish they wouldn't went out of business.
I can't tell you how many other. I can't tell you how many other people's channels I jumped on Blab and just had some fun. It was a blast.
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, any topic you can. If you're doing flowers, you can go on and find somebody on Blab doing flowers.
And every once in a while, like somebody would pop on our feed.
Yep.
And you'd be like, "Who is that guy?" Oh, okay. She's just passing through, checking it out, seeing what's going on.
Yep. I got a couple friends from there that jumped on.
Cool.
That we became friends.
So, Mike, on Sunday, your show. Who was on your show on Sunday?
Who, Ray?
Ray?
Ray.
My show?
Yes.
You said Mike.
Dina Parisi.
Oh, thanks,
Dina.
Jim. Dina Parisi. She's been on here. She was just on here 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I'm thinking I'm thinking next Sunday, yeah, which is confusing.
So you didn't have Wayne Carini on your show?
No.
Okay.
Not Sunday, no.
It's funny I just talked to Wayne yesterday or today. Yesterday.
I'm going to see him next week.
Yeah. Tell him I said hello. I just talked to him yesterday.
Get my number. I'll put him on.
There you go.
He's going to be in Chattanooga next week.
We just had Jay Leno out in Newport, not far from here, Rhode Island. Wish I had known he was going to be there. I would have gone.
Yeah.
Wayne's a great guy, man. He hold on, I'm trying to get this link over here to put it in the chat.
You had Wayne on this show a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, yeah.
Great interview. Wow. Good interviewee.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
His place is like an hour and a half from me.
Have you ever been up there?
Nice.
No. A little south of me down in Connecticut.
shop looks like a hole in the wall, but he does some great work.
Yeah, I know. You look at the garage doors don't match, though. At least the ones on TV. It looks like a lot of junk and crap and messy in the background.
Hey, the building don't make the car.
There's a lot of them like that. We used to have one when I was going to college, like literally.
I'll be right back.
It was probably a quarter mile from the college, and I used to pass by this thing twice a week, and it looked just like an abandoned building. And come to find out, yeah, guy was building rat rods out of it.
Oh, cool.
No signage, nothing. Just you open the door, and it was cool, yo. Cars that have been in magazines, and you never know just looking at the building.
It's a little chop shop.
There's a lot of them like that. We used to have one when I was going to college, like literally. Oh man,
Sorry. Trying to get the link over here.
So Ray, what was your high temp today?
98.7 maybe. I think I was. If I checked, I don't remember. I think the high over here. I don't look at the thermometer all day. It was hot enough that I was sweating. I was.
We had 75 here.
So yeah, it was in the mid 70s, and the sun was very warm. I had to switch the pool cover today because the one I had on there was, as I would lift it to help drain the water, it was ripping in my hand. So I had to put a spare on there, and then man, I was sweating, definitely sweating.
Yeah, it was definitely been getting kind of colder, and then we had that rain, and it kind of warmed up yesterday, and boom.
Yeah.
Oh, freezing on Monday.
Yeah, Monday was cold.
Yeah, it was cold Monday.
Yeah.
At night, it's getting cold here. Night in the morning, like this morning, it was 30, 38.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Got the heat cranking?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I got mine on. I finally had to turn it on.
Yeah, I don't like cold. You know, when you're sexy and got sexy skin, you can't get cold. So I had to turn the heat on.
Hey, that.
Amen.
Yep. Brian, did you see the post Ray sent us with the guy buying cars? I thought it was you buying Hot Wheels.
Open them up with the acetone.
Well, the one before that.
One before that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what it was? I was sending it to you, Brian, but somehow Instagram did something and glitched, and then I hit a button, and I saw like another blue thing lit up. I'm like, oh shit, whoever's below Brian is getting this too. And I didn't know who it was. I had to go back and look. It was Lewis. So I said, okay, cool. So at least it wasn't totally out of. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
That guy that I'm not following him, but he comes up in my feed because I looked at his stuff. He is a mega collector. I mean, mega collector. But the other guy with the acetone, that was cool. Through the cardboard, I guess the acetone breaks down the glue.
Yeah. That's how you get into them. And you usually, like that guy did, he just did the bottom and they flip them up and put them. Because actually, guys get in there and play around. You got to be careful, though. The acetone will take the paint off of the car. So you got to be really careful.
So, I mean, you have to saturate the cardboard.
It doesn't take much. I've used a heat gun just to loosen up the glue and pop the lids off.
So how would you reseal it? What's the best method?
Well, they actually glue it. That's why you have to. Most people will see that, and sometimes I like the heat gun because if you're quick enough, or not really, I don't want to say quick enough. A lot of times, let's say that you're going to make something that's not true or try to pass it on. They'll take another car and do that car ready. And then you, like I said, you take that heat gun and you heat it up just enough to open it up, stick a new one in and stick it back. And then if there's enough glue, it will reseal.
Okay. What if there's not enough glue?
And if there's not, people will just use different. I mean, I've seen guys use Elmer's glue, something that dries clear, and you got to really look at it. You could tell.
Like crazy glue, would that be good?
Yeah, you just have to really, really take a look on what you're doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys sometimes will try to pass things. Back in the day, people would try to make a mistake or an error card or whatever. And, You know, I've seen the wrong car in the wrong package before, and you know, it's kind of hard to prove, especially now that people are so crafty in their ways of making a fake,
right,
or whatever. And it's funny. I haven't seen it personally, but I have known people. They'll go into a store and they'll go to buy, you know, go looking through Hot Wheels or Matchbox or anything, and they'll find a older car, and it's like, you know, where did this come from? And you know, they'll try to play it off as some, you know, there's guys that, you know, do that cause havoc through the world of, and that's why a lot of times it's hard. I found a few of them that are turned around backwards, you know, not put in, you know, and you know, now today it's like a lot of people will take, you know, they'll take the picture of it in the store, you know, and of course it's like, you know, I guess if you got really crazy, you could smuggle anything into the store to take your picture to show that you were there. But again,
car, yeah,
you know, but there's some crazy people out there. But you got to be careful with the acetone, because the acetone will, if you get it too much or get crazy, it will mess up the car itself, the paint on the car.
Now, on Hot Wheels, does the car always go to the right?
Yeah. And the Matchbox goes to the left.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I kept looking at the video, and whenever you see the bottle, I just kept seeing the word remover, and I couldn't make out what it was at first. Only at the end I saw
nail polish.
Nail polish, yeah. I didn't catch that for a while, but
sometimes you know, and a lot of times it's funny watching guys when they get them, because you know, acetone has such a strong smell. So they'll turn around and they'll get a car, and next thing you know, you see the guy over there sniffing the package, you know, because he's, you know, to see if it's been open, and you know, it's crazy what people try to do to make $1 on a car. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
not only got window lickers, you got package sniffers.
Yeah, you know,
great,
and
nice.
It's kind of funny how
you could say that,
how people get fun, you know, weirded out about a package or whatever. So,
you know, it's pretty cool that, you know, you can collect Hot Wheels at any age, and because it's still giving you the feeling that when you were a kid, and cars that you might have, you know, dreamed about, or you know, couldn't afford. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it is funny. I had my district rep with me today, and we were going along, and I have a Target on the DC line, and we drive by, make a turn, and he's like, "Oh man, I was hoping we were going to do this today."
Really?
You got him hooked, huh?
Yeah, it was like, he goes, I didn't think you didn't say anything about it. I'm like, I'm glad I was hoping we were going to go do this, you know, and he doesn't know what he's looking for, you know, so he runs in, and, you know, we run in and go through, and I said, well, they haven't had any in about 2.5 weeks. They've had nothing in there, you know, and he's like, oh man, this sucks. And of course I flipped through a couple other things, and I said, well, this one's a chase, that's a chase. You know, this one's, you know, what everybody's looking for, and kept going. He goes, well, aren't you going to buy them? And I said, dude, I can't buy everything. You know, I'm only buying what I like, or, you know, I'm collecting what I want, you know?
Yeah.
But it was funny.
So Brian, for those who don't know or may have forgotten, describe what are the chase cars?
On a Hot Wheels, they have two different types. They have a treasure hunt and they have a super treasure hunt. And I would have to go. They're actually up front. But on the pack or on the car itself, a super treasure hunt will have real rubber wheels, and you will usually have a Spectra flame or Spectra paint on it, and it's like a shiny metal type paint. Usually, they can be kind of plain sometimes, but it'll have the word TH somewhere on the car.
Oh.
On the package itself, it will have a gold flame behind the car. So if you move the car, you'll see a circle with a gold flame.
What does the TH stand for? Oh,
Treasure hunt.
But that's a super treasure hunt.
Yeah, I know that, because in the old, so the regular treasure hunt just has the a circle with a flame on it is what a treasure hunt has, and it has a silver package. I mean, on the package is a silver circle with the flame. That will be somewhere on the car. Those cars I think it was pre-95. A treasure hunt had rubber wheels with a nicer paint job.
So maybe that's why the guys are opening the package to feel those rubber wheels.
No, they just like to make fake stuff or try to pass something off. But
so these are limited production.
Yeah, they are limited production. Now, going into other car lines or other makes, you have Auto World, and they will have a red. They're called reds, and the car will be all red with a red base, sometimes white wheels, and those are their chase piece. And then you have Johnny Lighton, and their chase pieces are all white with white wheels, white base. And those are they work out like, I think it's like 3% of the run are chases, and that's, some people kind of say Hot Wheels will make a little more than that. Some of them you'll just find tons of certain ones, and I don't know if it's because of region area or how it was shipped out or whatever.
No, it could show up anywhere, like any store, huh?
Yeah, anywhere. And then let's see here. A Matchbox just started. They have a chase also. They have they don't call it a treasure. I think they just call it chase.
Now, do they give you a heads up, like what to look for? Like
there's a website, and there's tons of guys on you. I mean, they get ahead. Unfortunately, the crazy thing is there's a couple of them from Malaysia, the workers, and they smuggle that stuff out and start selling them.
Oh, really?
So I mean, you can get them. That's a treasure hunt there, right?
Is that a Toyota Supra?
That's a Japanese car.
Yeah. No, that's a premium version.
No, I'm saying that's not an American car. That's a Sprinter. Yeah. They didn't
Toyota.
make that.
That's another version of Hot Wheel. That's the Real Rider series, and those are premium cars. They have a metal base. They have rubber wheels. They usually do a 5-car set. They just started doing chases with those too. There'll be a 0-0.
Over to you tomorrow.
Well, they don't put the logo on all the cars, do they?
Until I figure out
the
treasure hunt. Well, just on the regular car. I picked up one the other two, and it's got that little flame logo on the back of the car.
Oh.
I was trying to channel my inner Brian.
That has a flame on it.
On the back
that's just the Hot Wheels logo.
Okay,
that's not the flame.
Take it easy, Justin. Take it easy.
Justin, I'll take it off your hands.
So Brian. So you mean to tell me that you're still going to say that your wife and kids really think you go out and work all day? You're going to stand by that, right?
Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
Woo, I worked hard today.
Another one for the working man.
I try to collect the bigger ones, like the muscle machine style.
Yeah.
Big ones.
Yeah.
Now on the bigger cars, the M2 cars, they do have a chase with those, and will have a green wheel. The wheels will be green, and the floor of the car will be green.
Is it one of the wheels you can see on that side of the car?
Oh yeah, all 4 wheels. are green and the green bottoms.
Oh, 4-wheel. Okay.
Yeah, and the only, like I said, on the usually like Walmart, I have not ever been able to find one. I've seen them, but where the Auto World were red chase cars, Walmart have blue ones, and then that's just it's just again like they run specialties. They have Kroger, and they'll have a Kroger exclusive car set. There'll be 4 cars. Target has Target Reds. I'm waiting for the last 3 in the P case right now. It's been extremely painful trying to find.
So does that mean that if Matco ever comes out with a car, we're going to have the same damn problem with blue?
No, I actually
we got through that.
I know that you've seen it, Ray. You saw my Snap-on had a deal with Hot Wheels back in the 90s, and they had a set.
Yeah.
And I do have a little Snap-on Hot Wheels truck, and I really I keep telling Macco, but it's all about money. So
right.
That ain't gonna happen.
Lewis, have you heard from Tom?
No. Hope everything's okay.
He forgot.
Yeah, he's probably asleep.
He's over at Gas Monkey helping him out on a motor.
I
don't think so.
Justin, I gotta say, just for no other reason, I guess your hair color and you blend with that seat perfectly. I mean, that just looks like you, and it's not even your era.
And I literally had one of the guys that comes in the shop regularly tell me I looked good driving a Lincoln. Like I just belonged to that.
Is that what it is? A Lincoln seat?
No, this is a Cadillac seat, but I have my Mark 6.
Yeah.
He's like, you just looked right in that car. I'm like, I feel right in that car.
Yeah.
I used to have when I was younger, a pimp used to come across the street from my house in one of those, and he would be in the back seat, and his driver would get out and open the door for him. I mean, a real pimp, for real.
Pimping ain't easy.
For real.
Yeah, pimping ain't easy. You can't open the door.
That seat suits you, though, for sure.
It just I just have a thing for big cars.
Yeah. Good.
I tell you, it's crazy because in this week, I think I've seen like 4 big Cadillacs, and we're talking like
that picture you sent me a couple weeks ago. That 65 that was slammed was sharp.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 4 Caddies, and I think it was 2 Lincolns and a Chrysler. It was like a 70. What was that? A 73
Cordova.
73, and that thing was huge. That was on the front end rack, and I think it was hanging over.
That's a long nose. A very long nose. Yes.
They were doing an oil change on it, and I was like, "Holy crap! You better get the portable jack stand to put on the back." Like she still has some of her junk in her trunk hanging over. I was like, "Man, you better tuck it up, girl."
So we got one. We got one in the shop the other day. That 41 Cadillac.
Oh yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive.
Those are big cars. Do you know what that car weighs?
A lot.
Yeah, quite a bit. I'm not sure, but it's
I think it's like 5,200 pounds.
I'm just thinking when we had the 64 Caddy at the shop, the convertible. I mean, you put that thing on, it was like almost touching the garage door, and it was like, you had a duck to get to the workbench in front of it. Like,
and it's amazing how big those things are, and you look at an older house.
Yeah.
They had no garage space. No. So I mean, it was like, how do you put it in there? It's like
very careful.
Well, you know what? If you ever notice, some of those garages have add-ons just
bump
for
outs.
Yeah, bump outs. Yep.
Yeah.
Some were in the front, and some were in the back. Yeah, they saw all sorts of crazy
Or
stuff.
if it was really tight, the passenger side was always kind of scratched up a little bit from.
I know a lot of the homes in the Mid-Atlantic area. I can only speak about the houses in the Washington, D.C. area. There was absolutely no way to put a Buick Electra 225 in the garage. All
wait,
the
hold on.
garages were made for Volkswagen Beetles.
You can't say 225. You gotta say deuce and a quarter.
Deuce and a quarter.
Okay, I say deuce and a quarter, and a lot of people think I'm referring to a military piece of equipment.
Yeah.
I remember my father bought a 76 Monte Carlo, and there was like 2 feet left from front to back. And that's a pretty big car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
All right,
Marco
I'm
sent me
gonna
a
mute
picture of a
I'm gonna
caddy.
mute myself again so you all don't have to listen to the car.
So, Brian, I don't know if you caught it earlier, but Lewis was kind of liking some of the stuff I was posting, the tool stuff. It was mostly all Matco stuff.
I saw that.
You got to talk to the guy. He's, Lewis is maybe, let's put a little.
When I grow up, I'm gonna buy a couple tools.
Yeah. When you grow up. Well, I have to. I don't want to jinx anything, but the last couple of days, a lot of stuff is starting to come in, and I hope that we can kind of. I'm not going. They said that they're still a long way from being up to what it's supposed to be, but I hope it's been. It'll get a little easier because it's definitely been crazy for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It's hard to say that. All right, it's really hard to say 2 years, but it's now if we can just get some parts for the cars. I walked into my Honda dealership, and the whole upstairs of their parking lot was just cars waiting for parts.
Wow.
And no parts, no estimate of time, no nothing.
A lot of that.
Marco sent me a picture. I don't know what platform it was on. If it was on Facebook or Instagram, it was a white Cadillac. I don't know if you guys seen it. All white, bumpers, everything painted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was tough. I'm trying to find it.
So, Brian, you follow the Muscle Machines? That they came out with a whole new thing like.
Oh yeah. They have a chase piece too that has the MM on it for Muscle Machine.
So they come out with a GNX.
Yep.
It's like tubbed, and as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I gotta get that. Thing's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. The only thing
rubber wheels.
Yep. The only thing I was disappointed with that is with all the other Muscle Machines and the way they do stuff with the motor sticking out, they should have had a big ass turbo sticking out of that front of it. I think that would have been a lot better. I just got the Nomad chase piece for that, and actually, it was funny. I was going through. Wait.
We're gonna talk diecast tonight.
What else is
All right.
It's all about the auto world, right?
Well, a car.
This one has a gold emblem on it.
Oh, what's that?
Where my finger
Is that
is.
Knight Rider?
Where was he?
Yeah, that's the same one I
Saw
sent you, Lewis.
I just saw that at Walmart. I thought a week or two ago.
Hold on, I'm trying to get this
Oh.
off the screen.
Yeah, it's the Super Pursuit mode. It's got everything all pushed out and opened up.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
There
look
it
on the side there by where your finger is. There's a gold emblem. You see it? Or does that one not have it? This one has it. Right here.
His doesn't have it. Does it? Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
there it is.
It is.
I think that's one of those things that Brian was talking about.
You can ask him now. He just put his headphones on.
I was
Brian.
going through and I found my. They did a set for 9/11. The Muscle Machines
wow. Oh, that's cool.
has the date on it, and they did a series of cars. Here's a GTO.
Nice.
Hey, Brian,
Yeah.
is that gold emblem you were talking about?
No, it's
I got the
behind
Big
where the
Brother.
car is. That's the. It would be behind where the car is on the package. Those would be. Oh yeah, the big ones. I only have a couple. That's the same one. That's the 911 car. That's this one right here.
Everybody's going to be calling Brian. Brian, I'm
I
in
like
Target.
the big ones.
Is this the
I
car?
like
Send me a
the big
picture. Brian, I'm in Walmart. I got here.
Go big or
I've
go-
already
go
gotten that
away.
from Lewis over there. Hey, what's this? But this was, like I said, these were the first runs, and they had like a this is like a '64 Thunderbolt.
Nice. Wow.
Nice.
Well, that's what I call stacks.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah, Brian, I have like every color and version of the 41 Willys in those big ones.
Oh yeah,
It's
That's
my
awesome.
favorite car of all time.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I was going through, I was trying to see what I had, and I came across my 911 set. I thought that was so. Yeah, I'll have to. I got another pocket. Maybe I could find a treasure hunt here. Hold on. See
Brian,
this
I
here?
picked this up. Oh, sorry.
This right here is a Johnny Lighton Chase. See how it's all white?
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that would be a chase car. So those are really easy to stand out. When you walk by and see one of those, that's what you want. Or that's and it's like 3% of these cars. There's only 3% made out of
What's
the
that
run.
the gold rectangle to the left, the front of the car?
Because that's the color the car was supposed to be.
That's the
It's a
color it
little
should be.
intro.
Okay.
It says that that's butterscotch was the color. That's like if you find another one in the store, it would be butterscotch.
It's like the color of my car.
Yeah.
Brian, have you
So-
seen this before?
Yeah. The Dubs. I mean
It's Jada Tools.
Yeah.
Toys. I
Yeah,
found it at
Jada.
Walmart. That's usually where I end up shopping. It's all metal too. Doors open up. Suicide door.
Yeah. Now see, like this is another white Lightning. It's got the white wheels. This was a Monopoly piece, and see the car's even white. in
That's
the thing.
cool.
Oh, the car on top is white. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new game piece. They did that, and they had the game piece.
Nice. Nice.
Very cool.
Is that an English truck?
The one I had,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a Divco.
It looks like
Div
it.
Cruiser. So it's a Divco.
Divco is American.
All right. Because they call it a Div Cruiser, so I guess it's American.
Made in the 40s. They're mostly milk trucks.
So this one's not this one, but this is a 59 Cadillac, all blacked out.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Murdered.
nice.
Classic.
Yeah, murdered out. Yeah. I couldn't pass
That's
that
a
one
replacement
up.
when they need another
Murderlac.
battle.
Murderlac, yep.
Yep. Diecast is hijacking Tom Smith.
What happens when you don't show up? We start talking Hot Wheels.
Yeah, I'll have to. Let me go grab another box.
What else can we
Another,
find?
another box.
Yeah, I got another box. Hold on.
I know.
I'm getting quite an education on collectibles tonight.
I feel like he's got more
Just
than
buy
one
whatever
other box.
doesn't look normal.
We all are, yeah. Well, when Brian's in the house, we're going to learn about collectible.
Yeah.
To think I bother him about tools. Maybe that's why I haven't got my box. No matchboxes in it.
Oh man, look at that.
Now this isn't a collectible or anything. This is my drag car.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't know, Willie Moore or what? And this isn't even the fast class. That's about all I got.
I heard you guys talking weather earlier. It's a cold 78 degrees here.
Wow. That's
Got
good
the
for
hoodie.
you.
Got the hoodies out and everything.
Oh, yeah.
We got
I'm
the
just
air
kidding.
going. What are you talking about?
I'm not
I'm just
surprised.
kidding. I got the AC going too. but it was nice today.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
Brian, he's going through
country.
every box.
I think we hit a high of 88.
Okay.
I bet.
Where are you?
Send it up this way.
Coach, where are you?
I'm in Arizona. I'm in Tucson.
Nice.
I think I'm fingers crossed. I'm hoping we're done with the 100-degree weather.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, but it gets Phoenix. You guys get like 118 and stuff like that, right?
Phoenix does. I'm in Tucson. So officially we run probably about 110 roughly. But then you've got the heat soak or the heat sink, and it's probably closer to 115, 120.
But it's dry heat, it's not humid.
So's an oven.
That's
Well,
my argument to that.
It's humid and it's like you're dying. So
Well, this time of year we've got the monsoon, so we have humid days.
what you got, Brian?
So this would be a regular treasure hunt, and like on this particular one, you can see in this rear quarter right here, see the little circle with the flame. It's kind of hard.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's on the car. Okay.
It's on the car. Now underneath, it's going to be you can't. Underneath behind this, it says it's a treasure hunt, and it's got the circle with the gold. I'm sorry, gray or silver thing. And like these are all treasure. These are. Let's see here. This is a treasure hunt too. Yeah, this is a treasure hunt, and it's hard to tell, but it's right there. It's a little red circle with a flame.
Wow.
And this one was really hard to find because of the ghetto. The pinstriping on it. But it was a 58.
Oh, come on, man. That's low rider style. That's not ghetto.
Low rider.
Oh,
No. But it's on the first little circle cut right here.
Okay. I would drive that car.
So
Yeah.
Brian, I go to the grocery store and there's sometimes edge of the aisle they got a shitload of Hot Wheels. Do you think
Yep.
you'll ever find these things there?
I found all these at my Safeway.
I'm kidding. Interesting.
Keep your eyes open, Scott.
Yep. Like I said, you'll find them. But you gotta.
But you won't find a Matco one-handed soldering tool. You'll find that there.
Easy, Ray. Easy.
I like stuff that's different looking, that just different.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I find it funny. I got people that I know that they're only looking to try to make a buck on it, and they seem to have the hardest time trying to find it. You know what I'm saying? And I tell guys, man, you'll find them if you just look. You gotta, of course, I left them on the new things now. The new thing now is the skateboards and Hot Wheels. The Hot Wheels came out with these little finger skateboard things, and like I said, you could go down a rabbit hole like you would not believe in a heartbeat. So,
looking here on Google, there's guys looking to make more than $1.
oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. There's a few of them. I'm not going to lie. I've had guys, $50, $75 in a heartbeat.
For one of those little cars.
Yep.
That you could buy for $3.
Yep.
That's crazy.
The white lightnings are really. I think they're harder to find, these white lightnings. The ones that are white.
I remember, Brian, about probably maybe almost 20 years ago, 15 years ago, Tetsuko had like a series.
Yeah.
And if you bought in the full case, they had like 5 sets, and only one gold-plated Willys.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to buy a whole case, so you had multiple sets, but there was only one gold Willys.
Yeah.
Which I happen to have.
Yeah.
I think part of it, there was a GTO. I think there was a Mustang. I don't remember what else.
Yeah, I have back in the day in the racing with all I did. I mean, the racing champions and Winter Circle. I mean, I got a whole room all the way around with the racing stuff, and the gold ones were the hot ones to try to find, look for, go for. And like I said, I've got some that, is crazy money. If somebody, if people try to pay, it's unbelievable.
It's pretty cool. Walmart's had these like car carriers with like a race car in it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, I kind of want that. I'm like, I'm running out of space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not like you that just buys them and leaves them in boxes. I mean,
oh no,
I put them in my curio cabinet.
No, I keep mine out. I open mine out and carry.
Mine's in a big giant, like my dining room set. I got this giant, whatever you want to call it, no curio but it's all glass and it's all cars.
I'll go take a picture. I mean, I'll have to show, but I have acrylic cases all the way around and where my pool table is, and they all have cars in them, and they hold. But these, you get these from Joann's.
Yeah.
And these this is a thread carrier. That's what they are. But like this one's all my Volkswagens, Beetles.
Is that one
the
double-sided?
other side are all these are all Porsches. And I have, I put them in that. But Ray, I think I sent Ray the picture. I didn't post it, but I finally found, and I've been searching. I mean, I've been hitting hard. Was the Mongoose?
Yeah.
Oh,
very
nice.
nice. That's very cool.
And so they had a 2-car set. This was the Mongoose, one, the Cuda, and then they had the AMX. This one's the Rebel, and that's this guy.
Yeah, that's cool with the car carrier. I think that's really neat.
Yeah.
And the fun of the shit.
Oh no!
Hope you had insurance on them.
Ain't worth anything now.
Slightly used.
Hope you had collision.
The
Need touch-up paint.
and the funny, huh?
I say you need touch-up paint.
No. Come on, these. It's a toy. Come on, it's still good. The funny part was I watched a couple different guys. There's a guy down in Florida, and there's a handful of guys, and of course they show when they go out hunting. They're filming when they're hunting, and they'd walk into these Targets and Walmarts, and they had these two would be sitting on the pegs. They'd be like peg warmers. That's what we call them. Like nobody's going after them, And I was like, man, here they're just gone. I mean, they're taken out. I mean, they're the first ones that are gone, and there's only one in a case of the set. And I was like, dude, if I have to drive out of my way to go find, because I gotta find these things, And it was funny. It was last. When did I send you that picture, Ray? Saturday? It was last week.
Yeah, it was. It was
Because I went out late. Remember, I was a late night run. I said, man, I just want to stop by and take a look. Walked in, there was 2 hanging on the pegs. And I was like, and like I said, somebody had flipped them. They were, somebody left them.
That was on October 1st.
Yeah, and I was like,
last Saturday.
I was like, man, I can't believe somebody left these. So,
hey, to the message on the thing, Lee put up.
Uh-huh.
Has anybody seen this garage?
There's a garage with Hot
I
Wheels.
haven't seen it.
Yeah.
No.
You heard of it, Brian?
No, I'm sure. I mean, a lot of guys. I mean, there's the other wall on the other side of the garage. One day when this is all gone, and you'll say I was doing some work. where the Mustang is, that whole wall's filled with 124s and acrylic cases in the garage.
Oh wow.
Nice.
So
Hey,
So
They showed a
at
little bit of
SEMA
that
every
Hot
year,
Wheels
they have
garage on Fast and Loud.
huh?
They
Go ahead,
had
Isaac.
showed there was an episode of Fast and Loud of Gas Monkey Garage. They showed a just a little section of that Hot Wheels garage.
Oh yeah. A lot. I mean,
Yeah, I don't. They were doing something for Hot Wheels, building
Yeah,
something.
well,
did that
probably
Corvette.
They
did
went.
the,
They
the
got
did,
the
Corvette.
logo.
Yeah.
they did that
They
Corvette.
have a nice display at SEMA every year out front, and they have the full size cars.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of those cars they have. Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. The ones like at the Legends tour and all that, they have like a backdrop of the card. You know, they have a backdrop of one of this, and you put your car in there, and it looks like it's in the package
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
when you take a picture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw someone post on Facebook last week.
yeah.
Keeping out.
Yes, I did the Hot Wheels Legends tour for the DC show in 2019.
Oh yeah.
Model A up in front of their display packard, and they take the picture.
Yeah.
And I was able to get a picture as well. But the enthusiasm I saw that day at the Walmart in Chantilly, Virginia, was beyond anything I'd ever seen as a child. Going to a Walmart to buy Hot Wheels
Yeah.
cars.
You didn't know it, but Brian was there.
As soon as the sale was
I think we lost him.
open, all I wanted was a T-shirt. Did you lose me?
Yeah, for a
There you
minute.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're running away from your router.
Well, I'm in the car. I'm driving home from the Jaguar shop. I went ahead and punched out when I signed on with you guys. Spend time with you rather than the cars.
Thanks. Yeah,
You
man.
both.
I
That's
appreciate
awesome.
you.
Yeah, I haven't been to a Legends thing. I like to go. There's also a show coming up. I don't know if I can control myself, so I kind of stay away.
Stay away. Hey, did anybody catch Bitch and Rise the other night? That Nova?
No.
No.
They're taking it from a postcard to a hard top.
Wow.
And they already cut the post out, and Will's doing the thing with the windows, and then the rear window to fit in, because it's now going to be bigger, is going to come down and tilt in. Oh my God. The front bumper is almost like a roll pan, and then they put another set of grill down in the lower. It's going to be sweet. It's a 2-part episode, so next week will be, or this week, whenever it records, will be the rest of it.
See, this was I don't know if this was they pick a car. This was this was a Legend Tours car, the Gasser.
Nice.
55.
Yeah.
Favorites.
And that's a Legend car. I mean, like I said, that was they pick a car.
I dare you to open up that package.
Uh-oh. He probably got 5 of them.
Yeah.
Or more.
And he knows how to glue them back.
There, I opened the package.
Nice.
Play around with it. Roll around on the floor. Hey, guys, it's 10 o'clock. I got to head.
All right. Sorry we couldn't
That's
have Tom on for you, but
Well, I think we had more fun tonight anyway.
Yeah, we'll get
Hate to
him
say
on.
it. So, be good, guys.
Take care.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
All right, take care. We'll see you.
See, and this one was a Kroger car. This was, you had to send, if you sent in 20 backings, the backings, you had to have 20 open cars. You send in the backings. With the receipt, they sent you $356.
Oh, really?
Oh, neat. That's pretty
Very
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Target did the same thing. I don't know which one was it. The Target, they have a series of these cars to build. I just go for the Mustangs and the anything gas or hot rod wise, or a Porsche. That's my main focus. I try to limit myself.
Well, that picture Ray sent me, the guy, it was all Volkswagens. Must have been a whole set.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said, Brian. He had just a huge Volkswagen collection. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
The well, a lot of guys go after. At one time, Hot Wheels had the licensing for Ferrari, so anything Ferrari Hot Wheel wise is big money, and those cars people go after.
Anything Ferrari that is truly a licensed product by Ferrari will pull good money.
Yep.
Always has, always will. I had some Ferrari cologne that was almost empty, and a guy was willing to give me $100 for an almost empty bottle of Ferrari cologne.
Wow. Hey, Brian, you see Isaac's Ferrari?
Isaac's Ferrari? Where is it? Oh, yep. Does that have rubber wheels on it? Isaac, does that have rubber wheels? That must be no. Oh, okay. Because they had real riders. I got a. I don't know if it's down here. I thought I had. No, it must still be upstairs. Oh, here it is. A Ferrari 308, and this has rubber wheels. And this is part of their real rider set. This would have been back in the day kind of a chase because this was in a regular package with rubber wheels. But anything like I said, this is probably, I don't know, you could probably get $40-$50 for it.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. Anything Ferrari.
At Dollar Tree the other day.
Yep. Dollar Tree has their own exclusive. They back in the day, Kmart used to have a big exclusive opening, and they would have would be a Saturday morning at 8:00 in the morning, and 35 grown men would be standing out there waiting to. And you literally would come in, and they would give you they would raffle off spaces. And they would give you a case of 30. Usually it was a 36. The exclusive cars come in a case of 36 instead of 72. Mm-hmm. And they would come out, and you'd have a raffle. You'd have 5 minutes to grab the exclusive. They're usually exclusive colors. Really? Dollar Tree does it. What's the other one? Dollar Tree, Kroger, GameStop. Kmart used to do it. Wow. So you would come across. I'm getting ready to do another Kroger. I go online, and it's coming up here in the next couple of weeks, and then I'll buy a 36 case, and it will have the exclusive. There'll be 4 different cars, different colors.
How do you know that's coming up?
Well, actually, today in today's time, it's a lot easier because all you gotta do is follow on the internet. I mean, there's always. I mean, back in the day, I never did anything Kroger because I didn't have a Kroger by me. So those were things that if you went to a show or you came across somebody and you traded, because they might not have.
It's the internet.
Like we did now, like I said. Actually, it's kind of.
You got to hit that link I said you did. Click on the link.
They actually make it. I mean, like I said, guys don't even chase anymore. They don't go out chasing anymore. Because like I do is you can order a case,
right?
And the case could be sent to you. You know what I'm saying? And you can just open it up. You pick what you want, and then
So what does the 36 case cost?
Well, they're like $1.25 or whatever. That's another Ferrari, right?
Yeah, it's a Ferrari Dino.
Yeah.
And then I've got, this is my favorite. It's the Le Mans car.
Oh yeah, that's awesome looking. Yeah.
That's the one I was looking for.
Yeah. Does the hood open on that one?
No, this one doesn't.
No.
But
Okay.
I have this right here, F40.
Yeah. See, it's funny. It's funny with some of that Hot Wheel stuff because if you look, like,
and the Dino has rubber tires.
yeah, that's a real rider, I think. Just on the bottom. See,
It says it on the bottom.
I might say on the bottom, like a real rider. So, like, this is the Sweet 16, one of the first 16 Hot Wheels. They had what was that called? Oh shit, Adora, and it was like a pickup truck. This is a Adora 2. When they came back out and see this shape here, and it had surfboards.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these surfboards, as you can see, move because they're pushed on or crimped on. Well, they had to recall this or pull them off the market because kids were choke on them.
Oh wow.
So a couple years down the road, they redid it. See, and now this one's actually a treasure hunt because back in this reel, there's a flame circle with the flame. This is a treasure hunt. But as you can see, the surfboards are fixed.
Yeah.
They're part.
Well, don't they know that Hot Wheels aren't for kids, they're for adults?
Yeah, I know. But that's why, like a lot of your hood opening cars,
yeah,
they don't make anymore because those pieces came off and would get choked. And that's why, like I said, those are earlier version. One of the cars was the Red Baron, the helmet.
It had the helmet.
Right. And you'll see this all the time on eBay, a Red Baron red line wheel. The original ones had a red circle on the wheels, red lines.
Yeah.
And they would say, "Oh, a red they remade that a dozen times, but the original Red Baron on the hat, it actually had a point.
Yeah, it had the Kaiser spike or whatever they call it.
Yeah, it actually had the point, and kids were sticking themselves with them. So the next batch was round, it was nubbed off, and that's how you could tell because the real one pulls big money. We're talking several $1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
I just sold one for like $100.
Yeah.
About a year ago. Oh.
Yeah.
I sold it to a buddy of mine. He's a big collector. He's the type of guy, he'll go to like garage sales and stuff and look for the Hot Wheels, and he'll just buy the whole bunch and throw them in and look through them later on just to see if there's anything good in there.
Yeah, I do that every once in a while. Yeah, they're big. If you have original, like from the Sweet 16 set, they have a spike, and those are big money, especially if they're a primo condition.
I wonder how many of those have survived.
Yeah,
let the spike breaking off.
In primo condition.
Yeah.
I was 8 years old. I played with it.
Oh yeah.
But
well,
I kept it the whole time. I almost sold it a little while ago. So that's 50-year-old car. I sold my buddy because we were friends up here. We hung out on Friendswood Boulevard all the time. He eventually moved down to Florida, and what he's doing right now, he's retired. He's going all over the place looking for Hot Wheels and stuff like that. That's all he does.
Yeah.
And I sold him and said, "Hey, are these worth anything?" He's like, "I'll give you $300 for the bunch of them." There was like 16 cars, like 4 or 5 were Sweet 16s, but they were in bad shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, we $300. It's like that's $300 that's been collecting.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's pretty fair. I mean, like I said, especially if they've been, like I said, played with. I have some of the ones I have were chrome. They were all chrome cars. I have the van with the flame job, and I have a Mighty Maverick, which is fairly hard to find, all chromed. And I had a guy, he was just hounding me. He wanted them so bad. And I said, dude, these were mine. They were played with. I mean, they're mine. And he goes, it doesn't matter, dude. You can't, these things. And of course I was like, I wouldn't sell them. And I have them up in the pool room in the case. But, like I said, it's funny on how some of that stuff.
The Hot Wheels back in the day, I mean, I'm talking back, maybe late 60s, early 70s.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
They
nice.
had a club where you sent in something and they sent you a special car, and the car was all chrome.
Uh-huh.
The first one they sent out was the Boss Hoss.
Yeah.
And I had one of those, and I sold it to my friend with a bunch. And he sends a picture. He's got like 6 or 7. I was like, yeah, oh well, I guess that wasn't as rare as I thought.
Yeah, well, they make so many. That's see on the RCL club. That's the club there. They just had here's the Boss Hoss.
That's gold.
Yeah, this one's gold. This was when was this? This was like 3 months ago or whatever.
Oh, okay. So they repopped it.
Yeah. And that one was, and it's like a antifreeze green color. That's what it really is. It's a Spectre Flame green, and but they redo them. Now, like I said, they make. I mean, really, honestly, they make so many of them. This is one of 30,000.
Oh,
that's I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, Papa Squirrel said he likes the 71 Maverick, so
yeah,
I just happen to have this lane next to me.
Yeah, the Maverick's awesome. I had I have a couple of the Mighty Mavericks. I have the one with chrome with the thing. I had a green one, and the orange one was really hard. The orange one, I beat that one to crap, dude. That one's in pretty rough shape. That was one of my favorites.
I've got the Vega too.
Nice.
Oh, that was cool.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
This was the Target sent in. They actually have another one right now, and I think it's a Bronco, but this was the Target Porsche 911. You sent in.
Yeah.
And then these guys are pretty. They usually don't make very many of them because of how big the casting is. This is their Rolling Thunder, and it's a freight.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I think there's only like 3 or 4 different versions of this. Any of this big stuff that's very it's very costly for them to do. So.
Yeah, they used to have the NASCARs with the rig and everything. I remember I had gotten my son the M&M car, and but I got the whole thing with the rig and everything, and of course he didn't really care too much about the rig. He was playing with the M&M car.
That White Rose collection that was part of Matchbox. They did 164 haulers, and actually, I have those. Those are highly sought after. But we are doing a Ratfink 164 tractor trailer and hauler setup, and I just got my notification that my order went through, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's terrible. Terrible. Man. Does Scott leave? Oh.
Yeah, Scott's gone about 15, 20 minutes already.
But see, that's like even in the is Paul gone? Damn, Paul, because there was an XKE.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, this was, and these they do it in the 5-packs because that will be like a one color thing. This won't, like I said, this is a GT40 that's like silver, and like this, the other one in the package was like I think yellow or whatever. I try not to get into too many of the. And then I like this because this was a one-off here, was the Vista Cruiser.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And this was a whole wagon set.
Like one of the best sets there is.
Yeah. Being a wagon master.
That's why I picked up the Chevelle. I'm like, yeah, I gotta have the wagon.
Yeah.
See, this was the this isn't the Gas Monkey one, but this is the Gas Monkey Corvette though. This was recolored.
Here you go, Justin.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's a is that light blue?
Yeah.
That's a Walgreens special. That was from Walgreens.
Okay. I picked this up in my buddy's hobby shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's
Daytona.
The Daytona.
It's like, why not? I got a couple other wagons I got a couple in my office. I got a couple hanging up back here.
See, here's the red one of the gasser. See.
Okay, yeah, same.
Nice.
Car, different color.
Yeah. Yeah, that's GT40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the Golf? Is that got the Golf color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that was a Boulevard set, I think. I don't know if that was.
I don't know. I got it and opened it.
Yeah.
No.
This was I like the 41. The
Yeah.
Willys.
That's neat looking.
That was only in that pack, along with the I think it's the what is that shit? What is that thing called? The Falcon XB, you know, the down under, you know.
Yeah, the
Australian. Yeah. Yeah. Terrible.
There's a Porsche 914. It's a Baja.
Yep. Yeah, now see, like Kroger. It was a Kroger. No. Dollar General had that in white only. That was one of their exclusives.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah. So.
Actually, Brian, I just want to show you something. Something on my shelf. This is bugging you.
Bugging you? How can it be bugging you, Jim? Come on. They're just a toy. That's terrible.
Damn, this thing's dusty.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yep, the Kyle Petty Hot Wheels. Yep, 44.
Yep.
Yeah, I have.
That's
Cool.
Cool.
Awesome. I have tons of tons. That's one. Is that 124th, right? Or is that 143?
143.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too small for 124.
Yeah. Those never really caught on. There's not a lot of those around. Those that was another series. Like I said, that was yeah, still sealed in the box.
Still sealed.
Man.
Yeah.
Damn. How they buy that?
Yeah.
It looks cool. It's Hot Wheels. You know, anything Hot Wheels I like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's Kyle Petty did that. I can't remember how long he drove. Maybe it was 1 year or 2 years with those.
A couple of years that he drove Hot Wheels.
Yeah. Yeah, I have some 124. I don't know if I have any 143s. Like I said, that didn't really catch on to me. They made, but that was one of those kind of a weird size.
Yeah.
So.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, I gotta have that.
Yeah.
Now it's on my shelf. All kinds of other.
Well, it's bugging you on your shelf, apparently.
No, I was looking at it.
The Ford Bronco, the new Bronco.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then, like with the racing stuff, they did for chase pieces. They did with a piece of the rubber tire. They did a sheet metal piece. They had a piece of the car. They had uniform ones, and the NASCAR stuff got really, really crazy, dude. There's just so many and so much of those. It's kind of.
Well, I've seen guys with the 124th diecast, thousands of them, and they're all NASCAR.
Yeah, I'll next week if I can. I'll show you I'll show you how sick it is.
Oh, I know how sick it is. I know how sick it can get because it's like, no, gotta go, stay away.
I have and of course a lot of like I have a whole bunch of not a whole bunch. I have the set of the Earnhardt when he drove the Wrangler car, and it was the blue and yellow.
Yep.
And it's the first run of those cars, and they actually had a problem with the paint bleeding through. So, and I don't know how many. I think there was 2,000 of them made or whatever. Well, the club said send them back. We'll redo them, and you'll get. You send them back and we'll replace it. Well, I didn't do it. I wasn't going to send it in. Well, they never replaced them, or they never. So there's even less. I mean, those cars are like super hard to find, especially the first generation of them. Because, like I said, mine are bleed through. I mean, they're not, they're not perfect. And of course, when they remade them, then of course people are trying to pawn them off on the first ones, and everything. So it's it's crazy.
So you got first run, you got defect, you got Dale Earnhardt, and you got the Wrangler car. That's
nope. Wait a minute.
That's
Let me
like
turn
a
your mic back
$1
on.
right there.
Your mic's off. You gotta click on your mic.
I click on it. My browser has lost connection to the right. Make sure no other apps are using the cameras and refresh.
All right, just click it once because you cut it on and off.
It cuts on for a split second, then it turns off.
Yeah.
I can hear him.
That's weird. Yeah, I hear him too.
You hear him?
How about now?
Yeah, because it's a feedback through Lewis.
Oh,
wait a minute. Sorry about that.
Can't hear anything.
No. There we go.
Oh, we're cooking.
There we go.
Look at that.
Money.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we got you.
All right.
All right, everybody. This is Tom Smith. You know him from the show. Tom was waiting for me to call him. He thought it was a phone interview.
Ah.
So what's up, Tom?
Man, I've been busy. I worked at a lot of shops that sucked, and finally found a shop that don't suck.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
I look forward to going to work every day. Guess what I did today?
What'd you do?
This was just a normal day. I'm working on a Skyliner, not any Skyliner, but a Skyliner, a 58 Skyliner that somebody had stuffed in a 460.
Wow.
Oh,
I had to pull the engine out of it, and we were going to reseal it. But as I'm pulling it apart and looking at the wear of it, pulling freeze plugs out of it, it's painfully obvious that it needs an overhaul. But I have to go and measure everything and then have to inform the guy that's spent a whole bunch of money on me trying to reseal it. And in the middle of that, I'm rebuilding an engine on a freaking an airbag lifted Corvair. nobody. I didn't know this, but a lot of people take them Corvair engines and they make airplanes out of those. And
Oh, really?
And I wouldn't drive a freaking Corvair across the street.
Especially not in the air.
No, absolutely not.
Pulled a big block out of a Skyliner today. I almost did the exact same thing. I pulled a big block out of a Thunderbird.
Did you now? Yeah.
61.
Heck yeah.
That's crazy. They fly. What kind of planes? They must not go too far.
Like Piper Cub looking. Nothing you'd feel safe in.
So just like a Corvair.
Yeah. I mean, one of them airplanes, when it burns to the ground, the only thing is left is like a lug nut.
Wow.
Corvair with wings.
Yeah, and but we it's nothing but classic cars. The guys got this great. The whole thing. I mean, everything is done really smart. I mean, there's like $4 or $5 million builds going on, and the customers build weekly as their progress goes along instead of giant lump sums, and it totally works. I mean, the customer gets to see the progress. They get to see the whole thing as it's going on, and any kind of updates that they want, they get all of that, and nobody's left hanging.
Nice.
Where's the shop at?
It's in Denton, Texas. It's called a Robertson's Restoration.
Okay.
And I should have been working here 20 years ago. I mean, I've been working for all these jokers and clowns, and who knew that I sucked in the circus. Say, Johnny, you're not a clown. You're not funny. Take the makeup off. You're making us sad. You're making the children cry.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you made it to a spot you needed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Do you still see any of the guys from the old show, Tom? Or no?
I talked to Thomas Weeks and I talked to shit. I don't know, a brain fart. Josh Paris, and hell, I don't live too far from Kevin Clark.
Uh-huh.
But and actually, I see John Clump's wife. She texts on Facebook every now and then, and I respond to her. But we're not like having like get-togethers or nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the show was like really chaotic because John Clump is always bitching that it should be the John Clump show, and you got Thomas Weeks always bitching it should be the Thomas Weeks show, and I'm the only one that didn't ask for a show.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened.
So would you see it as a positive thing working on the show, or more of an annoyance?
What? Ask the
Like
question.
doing the being on TV and doing this stuff. Did you see it more of as just annoying to the process, or do you enjoy it?
I loved it because I had a great interaction with. I mean, hell, I get 500 texts every day from people all over the world that are watching the show now, and the response I get from them and the interaction and my ability to go and make their life a little better. I love the shit out of it. I love every bit. I am just that distraction that they need sometimes, and I will take that job and I will run with it every time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
How would they get your number to text you?
Say it again.
How are they getting your number to text you?
I'll give it to anybody that wants it. I don't.
It's on the wall out back. Yeah.
That big billboard on the highway.
Right.
That dumbass will answer.
Read the number on the bathroom wall, right? In the gas stop.
Right.
Wrote it.
He wrote it.
Yeah. Well, I met Tom a couple years ago back in a car show in Canada.
Yeah.
We had a great time up there, man. It was a good show.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, do you remember that they had us do that thing with that. They were raffling off that trailer, and they had all the freaking car. They had like 10,000 registrations in this big giant box, and we're supposed to reach in this box. And then it was crazy. There's no way in hell for it to be random whatsoever. And I'm talking to people, and I'm going, no, this ain't right. The guy on top's going to win. There's nothing random about that. We have to add. Who wants random? I get the crowd all going, yeah, this ain't right. What the hell? So I'm going to take this big giant box of all these, and I throw it in the air, and throw them all over the freaking place. I thought I'm going to just empty the freaking block, and I do a backflip off the stage, land on the ground, almost bust my elbow, and I'm swimming in these things, and I'm flipping and flopping like a stuck pig. And I went and I do this spread eagle deal, and I lay on my back. I reach my hand forward, and I slap my hand down, and I go, winner! And the crowd went freaking nuts.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't rigged at all, was it?
Couldn't rig that.
And after all that, he picked his own ticket.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
But that's what we bring to the show. I mean, you gotta put your own stink on it.
Well, you brought a certain amount of craziness that kind of kept all the sane guys on one side. And you were definitely, you were off the rail a little bit, which set you apart, which was kind of made you an interesting character.
I'll invite anybody to the show that wants to come, and the sad part is that I want to highlight everybody's strengths. You know what I'm saying? Because you got somebody that can weld. I can tell the freaking world this guy is making freaking jewelry out of beads, and good painters and body guys and engine tuners and just pumping everybody else up. And besides Josh Parrish and Kevin Clark, everybody else is like just telling everybody else how terrible everybody else is. It was, but I guess that's show business.
Yeah, everybody's out for themselves.
Well, everybody wasn't out for themselves, but there are people who are out there for themselves. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like the people I'm with right now. They're all team players. They're they don't have. These guys are the top of their freaking.
Uh-oh.
Step back.
All right, we got you.
Unmute.
He's muted again. He's talking.
We can't hear you, bro. You're muted. For some reason, not letting me unmute him.
It's probably on his end. He probably has like his mic muted.
Oh, I bet you somebody called him.
Oh, that's probably.
Could be. Funny how that works.
I had somebody call me.
Yep.
Yep.
You're that guy.
You're that guy.
Yeah. Do you remember when you did that backflip into that dumpster to get all that stuff into the garbage?
That's funny. So I'm trying to get you up there again. Up to
I'll be more than happy to come.
All right, I'm talking to him, so we'll get it done.
What McPherson? Oh my God, he's such a funny guy. I love him.
Yeah, good times. So what you build anything for yourself?
I'm recovering from everybody screwing me to death, and I'm finally starting to make some money and catching up on bills and I exercise twice a week now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, without your health, you got nothing. And I know I'm look like I'm out of shape and stuff, but I mean, you got to be spry to work on these cars, and
Yeah.
you got to take care of yourself, and I can't preach that. I mean, you can have everything in the world, but if you ain't got your health, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah, we take it for granted, really do. Yeah.
Totally. I cannot stress that out. Get your fat ass out there. Get your walk on. Get your cardio up. Get that heart bumping. I almost died from my second COVID vaccination. Oh my God! I went. I feared for my life every night.
Really?
I was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, swimming in a big old puddle of my own snot, and I would go for a walk 3 o'clock in the night in the middle of the street, and they're like every third step hacking out this big, giant, nasty snot bomb. And I'm walking in the middle of the street because I didn't want nobody to step in these huge loogies. And I would walk until I ran out of snot. Then I'd come home and take a shower because, you know, whenever you spit in giant, fat snot bombs out, it's, oh, God. And trying to be attractive to women.
It's hard to do.
Especially at 3 a.m. What were you looking at?
I become that quintessential creepy guy.
Oh,
I'm the creepy guy. Congratulations. Here's your card. Pick it up on the ground. I'm not handing it to you.
So what are you guys working on at the shop?
Oh my God, we working all kinds. Like I just did the Skyliner. And, I mean, we do all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, if you can conceptualize it, and you got the financial backing to do it, we'll do whatever. I mean, but like something. There's a 1939 Power Wagon there.
Wow,
nice.
And it actually still has the 6-cylinder flathead in it. And then,
awesome.
And then is original. I mean, it still has the drive shaft power in the front winch and every. I mean, we will do it as original restoration, and well, my thing is my forte. What I love doing, I like taking cars that are unsafe at 50 and make them do 150. So
right.
That's what I like doing. I like just making stupid stuff go stupid fast, and I love that.
Nice.
It just makes me light up like a freaking Christmas tree. And then we also store motorcycles there too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean they got like three. They make there's a freaking thing called a Widowmaker, and they got it's a freaking 3-cylinder turbocharged 2-cycle Kawasaki.
That was a 750. Yeah.
You can't even start it up anywhere close to the garage because it just smokes it out. But once the damn thing's running, oh my God, it's nuts. And it just looks like a normal motorcycle, except it goes from 0 to 2,000 in like seconds.
Wow.
We got guys that are trained riders, and they take off in this thing, and they're freaking they're hanging on, and they're not sitting on it anymore, and their freaking feet are dangling behind them.
That's insane.
That's a Widowmaker.
I said, that guy's going to be a meat wad here in a minute. I got to watch this. I might be witnessing a tragic accident.
Right.
And then there was a car, and then you heard the squish. And
That's 750. That was the Mark III, if I'm correct. That was
I'm talking about Mark III. I'm talking about in your pants. Just
right.
Oh,
it was
man.
all good until it got cold, and it was not so good anymore.
Yeah, puts the end of the party right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ride that thing, you better have your mampers on. Oh, crazy stuff. I mean, you see these guys that put 454s on those motorcycles. This thing, nothing compares to it. I mean, and it just amazes me that something from the 70s is so. I mean, it's like the damn SR-71 of motorcycles, because
right.
as far as just brute force, your meat cannot handle that kind of acceleration. I mean, I can only imagine how your eyeballs just going to deform as you're accelerating, and your eyes are compressing in your head, and your ability to see gets in this crazy vortex, because you're no longer looking through this convex lens. It's like now concave, and you're having this dystopian view of the world that you can only see whenever you're accelerating out of your mind, and through a lens that is distorted by gravity and thrust.
Yeah.
Wow, that was almost eloquent, wasn't
it? Did you write that? Do you have a writer, or did you come out with that?
I just came up with that right then.
We got to write that down.
Damn, that was
remember it.
That was a hell of an intro right there.
It was a
4.5. Hey, we were up at the show in Canada, and we were laughing the whole time. I mean, just like this.
Oh my God, we had so much fun. What's her name? Mogi? No, Bogie. Yeah. I told her that I now identify as a woman, and I want to start working with her. You don't text me no more, nothing.
I
said, I am no longer a man. I identify as a heifer chick, and let's go build some cars.
A heifer chick.
Oh man!
I'm gonna show up in ponytails. The high school skirt, the plaid high school skirt.
A Catholic girl outfit. Man, you just blew that whole image for half the guys. So thanks.
Out the window, yeah.
Yep.
I had to go tell the wife to take that off.
Throw it away.
Oh, now you follow me up the stairs. You ain't gonna be happy.
No.
It looks like he's chewing on his underwear. I don't know.
No, Tom, don't bend over, please.
So have you been doing any traveling, any shows?
No, I have been recovering from dealing from this shyster and that shyster and that shyster, and I talk to people, but I have just managed to get away from all these dirtbag sleazeballs that have been doing nothing but a parasitic load on my life. Yeah. And they're out there, and they will suck the life out of you. And
that's terrible.
And every time you think you got something going, oh my God! I was dealing with this one guy, and we were going halfsies on the rent on this building, and you know who Jerry Heasley is?
No.
Jerry Heasley, he writes for a bunch of car magazines. Well, anyway, I was building this car, and he was doing a write up on this little Mustang. I put a Mustang. It was a car that he and I were interviewing, because I make a design. I designed a device and invented it and patented that cures snoring, and I made him one. And while he was there, I got this thing where somebody came up, and I got invited to put some air conditioning in this Mustang. Well, the tow truck that brought the Mustang ripped the front end out from under the car.
Oh man!
I mean, I'm talking about. I mean, this thing's up in the air, and the freaking the wheels are just dangling. Just tore. I don't know what, but anyway, it needs the whole front end. So I put the whole front end in, and the guy that I was teaming with at the time, the shop they're all goofy, And for some oddball reason, each shop it costs like $10,000 to put electricity in them, so everybody borrows electricity. Well, I didn't know that my friend had a methamphetamine habit, and he got on one of his 4-day binges and not going to sleep. And next thing I know, my electricity turned off because he didn't like something I said. And well, the people that were having me build the thing, thinking that I'm jacking them around, and well, anyway. I was getting paid like $20,000 for this like month-long build, and Jerry Heasley was filming it, and like I'm almost done, this close to being done, and I get the power turned off on me, and the whole thing goes south, and I almost lose my house over it, and
wow!
All it takes is one good meth head, and that's all you need.
Yep.
That's all you need.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it every time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is. You have to be so careful who you team up with. I mean, you really, and I would never thought in years how you can get burned, but I could write my thesis on how you can get burned by people that you think that are on the up and up.
Yeah.
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 Well, those drugs make the nicest person the worst person.
Yeah.
Like that. Drugs is like a switch.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, and if they're up for days on end, they start hallucinating and acting crazy. While they're unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yep.
Totally are. Yeah, they are. I mean, yeah, and it's amazing how stuff will come up missing. They have no idea. And yep, chemical dependency is a horrible thing.
Horrible. Yeah.
Yep. And it's always worse on the periphery than it is the person. The person is going along for the ride. It's just all of the surrounding people around that person that are going through hell. And I was peripheries. Hey.
I'm glad to see you made it through it.
Yeah. Glad you're in a better spot.
Oh yeah, I'm in a happy spot now. I'm starting to get shit paid off again, and yeah, I went and I'm designing a smoker that it's going to have a whole lot of crazy things going on with it, and my creative juices are coming back, and I think that I may even start being humorous. I'm not betting on it. I'm not holding my breath, but I could possibly start being humorous again because I had nothing to laugh about for a year. Everything burnt me.
Yeah, it actually has been almost 2 years. It was November 19th, 2020. You were on with us last.
Yep.
So it's been like.
Well, I was a happy guy then. Happy guy. But
yeah.
And then it hit the fan.
It hit the fan. It hit the fan hard. So
what kind of smoker is this? A wood pellet type thing, or
I will not cook with beaver poop. Absolutely not. Yep. Nope. This is a stick burner, and but instead of having a hot box on the side, my hot box is on the bottom, and I have a heat diffuser. And I have 7 different heat diffusers that allow X amount of fire to come up through and propagate and hit it, and it's going to be pretty tricky. It started out as a joke. A friend of mine who's got more money than he has sense, he had the smoker that he had burnt the bottom out of. And I said, I can smoke brisket better on the old jacked up smoker than you can on this. And he just like bought this $30,000 unit. I mean, this thing has freaking doors that open up that flip out, and it's got plasma TVs, and it's got like water and I mean it's a freaking rig. And here I got like. I got $20 worth of scrap metal, and I'm making better brisket than him. And he's getting mildly annoyed. because he's eating my brisket, wondering why his $400,000 machine is not producing. And I said, it's not in there. It's how you feel about it. You got to appreciate that cow gave his life.
and not using beaver poop.
No.
Right.
They got glue and binders and make the beaver poop stay together. And I said, I don't want to eat that.
Yeah.
I got enough poison in my life.
I like that. I'll have to use that, Thomas. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's cute and wonderful when it's floating in your little lake and stream or whatever. Nope.
So are you going to mass produce these, or are you just building the?
No, I'm just building it just for my own. Ha.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, we just got at Buc-ee's, and hell, the Buc-ee's has some of the nicest built smokers for the money that I've ever seen. This is actually just an experiment in thermodynamics, because each different wood densities have different heat and how they heat, and it's amazing that you can have two pieces of wood that are creating the same temperature, how there's so much more energy from one piece of wood creating the same temperature as the other piece of wood. And my smoker has like six temperature probes on it that are measuring temperatures at different levels, and it's that complex. I got to talking to some guy that worked for NASA, and we were talking about thermodynamics, and he actually got with some guys that smoke meat in Humble, Texas, and there's a company here called Pit Maker, and they make the world's best smoker, and it's called the Vault. Well, anyway, I got drinking and talking to him, and we were just laughing our asses off, and we got into the thermodynamics. I mean, this is the same guy that knows that how to seal up something that's leaking whenever it's at room temperature, but when it's at 4,000 degrees, it's airtight, kind of, because like it expands like the arch in St. Louis. That thing it grows 1.5 feet. From whenever it's 30 degrees and whenever it's 90 degrees, you gotta put that into the equation whenever you build a spacecraft that's out in space.
Right.
Because one side facing the sun is at 400 degrees, and the one that ain't facing the sun is at the 400 below zero.
Yeah, never thought of that.
Yep, and this thing has to stay together and hold oxygen, so the little meat pieces inside don't die.
Right.
Because when the aliens come in, what are these little rotten things here? They stink.
Look. So he gave you the tips on the cooker, huh?
Oh my God, I love talking to people where you think you walk in there and you think you're smart, then you walk out there, I'm smart. I have no concept what smart is.
Yeah, you never want to be the smartest guy in the room.
Absolutely not. When you're the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's how this shop is where I work at, because I am dealing with some very brilliant people that have built some very brilliant cars, and they all have wonderful, crazy careers that have elevated the automotive art in so many different ways and facets. It's just, I mean, to me, it's Mecca. I mean, I literally wake up excited to come to work every day.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
How long have you been there, Thomas?
2 months.
Okay, very good.
What was the name of the shop again?
Robertson's Restoration.
Okay.
Now I got a card here and I showed it to you. It's in Denton. They got like a 3-year waiting list for people to come in and get shit done.
Nice.
Wow.
Must be doing something right.
Here, I mean, it's with the I don't get political. I promise I wouldn't get political, but with the Biden administration destroying the automotive industry, I mean, this place is it's been Biden proof. I mean,
Good.
so many wonderful shops get destroyed because we don't want you can't have a gasoline powered car, but you can't have an electric one either.
Yeah, right.
Well, maybe you can hook your smoker up to it. Get that smoke action going on.
You know, that's a great idea. You're a critical thinker, and I mean, they're just conceptualize and do some chalkboard action, and then
you never know.
I'm telling you.
Well, Monster Garage, they built a car that ran off wood.
Did they?
Yeah.
Was Terry on that build, or was that Dwayne?
Oh, the new one, the new Monster Garage. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of our buddies. We got 2 buddies that were on there, and one of them was on that team building the wood burner car.
Wasn't that the Corvette?
Right?
Was it?
I think that's the build that didn't work.
It didn't work.
Oh, it didn't? I forget.
I think so. Yeah.
Something happened.
Maybe they should have used beaver shit.
The glue
just
would have
might
made
work.
a difference.
So then all that beaver crap would actually have a purpose.
You're right.
Oh, I love that. I can't wait to use that. I tell you.
But I'm being in Texas, you know. I mean, I love the art. See, the brisket is the chest muscle of the cow, and as lazy as we make our cows, I mean, it is the hardest working muscle on a cow. So, being the hardest working muscle, it is the hardest piece of meat on the cow to go and break down to where you can actually consume it. So, and that's where the art of making brisket is. I mean, I'm probably known more for my pork shoulders and the ribs than I am brisket, but I love the art of just because it's such a pain in the ass to cook, and it's the joy of the pain in the ass that makes it. I mean, because there's
makes it worth it.
Pieces of meat that you can make equally as tender, equally as hell, I can cook a freaking chuck roast in 3 hours. That's just as tender as, but it's not brisket.
Well, a lot of people don't understand that. I mean, I'm a big griller. You know, I have all 3 animals. Actually, even a fire pit. It depends on. It's either on a fire pit, on a smoker. Yeah, for the quick moment, I got the propane, and I got charcoal or wood. I could do either way. But like I said, you take a tough piece of meat or a hard thing, and the art of cooking it. Some people don't even understand that or know that. So that's awesome.
And like wild game that doesn't have a lot of fat content. Cooking that where you don't end up with a piece of shoe leather. That's an art.
That's
Yeah.
That's
because of where I've strategically found myself placed, I deal with a lot of people that kill a lot of animals that have no intentions of eating them. So I get to raid a lot of freezers, and I get handed a piece of meat that I have found the most delicious is maybe freaking caribou that's killed early in the season that has a very high fat content.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy good. And guess what else I found? You're not going to believe this. Whales are delicious.
How the hell did you have a whale?
Somehow he came from Alaska. I mean, it's everything I can do just to go to Canada. I mean, they were talking about speeding tickets I got when I was 13. But anyway, he was able to come from Alaska, and he's got like 5 pounds of muck tuck and buck luck. let's come from this part of. He showed me the whole thing where they're dragging this big old giant whale out of the water, and the thing's like not dead yet, and it don't want to be dead either.
So, but Tom, are you really sure it was dolphin safe?
I don't know. I mean, he could have killed a homeless man for all I know. But he called it potluck, and we were sitting there eating it.
Okay. You know, you got to watch that tuna, because every once in a while you get a dolphin caught in there.
Yeah, watch those nets.
Yeah.
Well, I might have been eating tuna because it was that's chopped up dude at the monkey's bathroom.
Hey, just bring a little barbecue sauce on it. It all tastes the same.
Oh no! This is all. It's all raw, and the whale blubber I thought was gross, and but the whale meat was awesome, and we sat there and probably ate 2 pounds of whale meat, and it's weird. It like melts in your mouth, and then I feel so sorry for whales because they're great. Now I want to know what a manatee tastes like. I mean, them look. Manatee looks like a freaking. I mean, it's already shaped for the rotisserie. I'm not. I'm just saying.
You better watch it. You might get the black Suburban pulling up, and somebody from NAFA or whatever. I mean, Greenpeace or whatever. You better watch it.
What about pig? Don't you guys have a big pig up there?
That's why I'm probably more, because I mean, there's nothing more delicious than a wild pig. I mean, wild pig is happy. He's out and stuff up. I mean, his whole life is to destroy everything and chew it to pieces where it's not usable by anything. And that's what he does for a living. And he has a good life. And yeah, well, you get a 250 pound pig, and you harvest it from like the right place that doesn't have like a DuPont around or Monsanto. That's great eating. It is. I mean, wow. I can make you some pulled pork that will blow your mind.
What's it taste like? Does it have a sweet taste, or how does it taste? I know it depends on where you get it, but
I mean, it's really good, and it's awesome.
Now I want to have to go and fire up the smoker. I mean, it's kind of late. It's 11 o'clock here, but man, you're going to get me hungry.
We transitioned into the food portion of the show.
Where do you live at?
Huh?
Where do you live at?
I'm in the Maryland, Silver Spring area.
Well, you have a lot of maple, and maple is probably the best smoking wood.
Yep.
I mean, you got maple, then I think pecan, and you got all your fruit woods.
Yep.
And like here, we got a lot of oak, so that's a high temperature wood. But we got pecan, which is close to your maple, but I think maple's better.
Yeah, I had a neighbor that she lost a cherry tree.
Oh,
and man, that was. She goes, "What should I do with all this wood?" And I said, "Don't worry." And she was like, "What are you going to do?" Man, for a month and a half, 2 months, boy, I had some really good stuff with that cherry.
Oh yeah, I think there's actually you could create a business where you just go in because you can't just cut down a pecan tree. It's got to season.
Yeah.
You cook a meat with a wood that's not seasoned, and your meat's all sooty and it turns black.
Right. Yeah.
I wish I could show you pictures. I mean, when I cook a rack of ribs, my ribs look like they're candy. I mean, they're not black. They're yeah.
Yeah, I had taken the wood and like I said, cut it down, and I stacked it here in the garage and let it dry. I mean, I had it for I don't know, a couple months.
Well, anyway, the engineer talked about the thin blue line, where if you got a lot of gray smoke coming out of your smoker when you cook, well, that's dropping soot on your meat, and that's bad. Soot, that's actually cancerous. Yeah. But if you got a thin blue line, that's where you're dropping the tannins and the sugars and all the wonderful tasty things on it. And next thing you know, you're eating and you're happy and you're slapping your wife's ass with that greasy hand that you've been.
and hopefully you don't mistake your finger for part of the rib, because it hurts when you bite into your finger.
That has never happened. I feel like being like that one chick that the hills are alive with the smell of barbecue.
Well, hey guys, I gotta jump off because I gotta go to work in the morning.
So we haven't got to talk about cars yet. What are y'all working?
Hey Tom, listen. Ray runs the after show, so you can stay on. All the guys, you guys can talk.
Yeah.
And I'll be getting with you sometime next week about the car show in Canada. We'll get something popping.
Hell yeah. Let's do a couple of we had so much fun in Canada.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir.
Yeah. I'm working on some stuff, so I'll get a hold of you in a couple of days.
Have you got used to poo? I mean, I don't know if I'm down with squeaky cheese.
Squeaky cheese.
Lewis, what do you say to that?
No, I'm not either.
just not down with it.
Just checking.
You bite into it, and like you think you're chewing an eraser or something.
Yeah, squeaky cheese.
Oh man!
On my French fries, I'm not feeling that either. I think it's cool, but I like that red gravy called ketchup on my French fries.
Yeah.
And I see people even put them in their mayonnaise. I'm not even down with that.
Mayonnaise, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, here we use vinegar too.
Yes, I've not been a mayonnaise person. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well,
it's okay. We still like you.
Yeah.
So hey, I'm jumping off, but you can stay on with the fellas, and I'll give you a call next week.
Oh no, you can't get off yet because I want to talk to you about something else that you've never heard of, and you gotta try it, and it's gonna change your life, and it's gonna blow your effing mind. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
The same part of the pig that makes bacon is the same part that a cow has. And there's this stuff called beef bacon that I don't know why it's not served all over the place. If you got a local butcher, have him set you up with some beef bacon, and it's gonna change you're gonna go do backflip. Holy freaking moly! Why am I 56 years old and just finding out about this now?
I've never heard of that before.
I'll have to talk to my butcher now.
I'm going to, for sure.
Think about big, wonderful, long strips of bacon. Because cows are big.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Buffaloes make bacon. Bigger bacon than the cows.
Wow. I never thought about it.
Gonna have to try that. You had me a beef, and then you had me a bacon.
Right.
Yep. And it's prepared exactly the same ingredients. I mean, everything. And if I can impart anything to you, put a piece of beef bacon in your mouth, and I think my job here will be not a waste of time.
I don't know how I get the wife to understand that.
Oh, bacon in your mouth. She will be a believer.
All right, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna check it out this week.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
And then we'll build some hot rods.
Yes, sir. We'll build some hot rods after we eat.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Yep.
Tom. Thanks for coming on, man. And I'll get a hold of you in a couple days, and we'll talk.
Well, we were only been talking for 2 hours, though. We ain't even talked about nothing yet.
Yeah. I gotta go to bed, man. I gotta go.
I gotta get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I don't even mind. You know, I went and I got this coffee called Chock Full of Nuts. Sounded up to me at first, and then it sounds up to me now as I think about it. But
I'm leaving. Bye.
All right, Lewis.
All right,
See you,
Lewis,
Lewis.
take it easy. Oh man,
Yeah, get a cup full of nuts.
cup full of nuts. You better watch out.
Have you guys tried buffalo meat?
That stuff's good.
Bison burgers.
We got a little drive-in up about 3 hours north of us that does that.
Yeah.
Bison burgers. Oh, they're great.
Yeah,
Chock full of nuts.
Chock full of nuts.
good deal. Good deal.
And I said, I hope nobody's beanbag been in there, but it was.
Hope not.
Yeah, those bison burgers are great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My dad used to there was a place in Colorado and he'd get like a quarter of a buffalo.
Oh
And,
yeah.
Yeah, they'd butcher it up and send in. He had buffalo steaks, buffalo ground beef, so they'd make their own patties. Oh my God, it was such a good tasting meat.
Oh yeah, and depending on when you harvest it, because you know, buffalo being buffalo, I mean, in the fall they fatten up all summer long. So if you harvest it in the fall, you have a very wonderful, well marbled, way more marbled than any of your Kobe, Ashi beef. I mean, and there's nothing. I mean, you almost eat it raw. It's that freaking perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Supposedly a year ago, they had a thing here that in northern Arizona they had like a buffalo hunt that it was easy to get a license because they needed to thin the herd. And my sister had asked me about it, and I was like, I don't have anybody to go with me, and how am I getting? I'm gonna have to figure out how to get it home, get it butchered.
And then we're
love to do it.
100 pounds of meat.
Well, first of all, what do you take down a buffalo with?
Exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, you hit it with a train. I mean,
Exactly.
Like just like a 50 at least.
I was just gonna use arrows. That's what the natives did.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
That was impressive.
Arrowheads.
You know, I think
I'm just kidding. But if they could do it,
fine before you even start pissing it off.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I'd say a school bus, but okay.
Right.
We need one of the big Cadillacs we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I mean, you're dealing with an animal that's got a 15-pound heart.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's as big as your head.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And this raw energy stuff, and that it survived saber-toothed freaking tigers.
Yeah.
It makes a deer look like, You know what I think is funny also? I think it's amazing how a deer can go through the freaking woods with its antlers, and me just trying to get to the freaking lake. There's a tree over there with my fishing pole, and somehow I get my line caught in that tree. Over there.
That's very true.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
They're gonna be magic or something.
I mean, and I realize how much of a forest creature that I'm not.
Yes.
And I'm totally amazed, like how like the Cowboys knew by looking up at the stars that their house is over there, no roads, and I get lost with maps go and
With your phone.
with my phone. Yeah, I mean, the humans of the past were amazing, awe-inspiring, and we need to take the time to think about. I mean, there people 3,000 years ago knew there were planets in the sky before. When you're talking 2,000 years before telescopes.
Yeah.
Just because they just said that's a planet, that's a round body in the heavens, and just the wonder of the world. It just, and that's what we need to impart to our offspring and our children, and they get them on thinking about that, because hell, our next generation is going to be in the freaking sky. I mean, we're 2 generations from fucking Star Trek. You know what? I mean, I mean, electricity ain't the answer, and we're totally going to need gasoline power for a whole hell of a lot longer. But whenever that energy source, whatever it is, it's going to be some kind of energy source that doesn't require a baggage, as such as a storage source like a battery or whatever.
Dilithium crystals.
That's what I was just going to say. Dilithium crystals.
Once that is found, then I mean, it's off to the races after that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're the internal combustion engine generation.
We got to go to planet Tantalus and mine some dilithium.
Yeah, exactly.
Or to help us.
Goofy like that. Yeah.
Rock
our warp cores.
Right.
I guess this is something to do with Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You lost me. I'm sorry.
Hey, do y'all got your computers on you?
Yeah.
I do.
I want you to look up a 1962 Armstrong Siddeley Sapphire.
Wow.
And I want you to look at.
Oh man, we won't hear the end.
Armstrong Siddeley.
1962,
Sapphire?
right?
Yeah, 1962. 1962.
Yeah. Anyway, this is something that I learned whenever I was working at Gas Monkey, is that because they had Armstrong Siddeley there. There was this kid in England that got a scholarship to the Juilliard Institute. Do you see the hood ornament yet?
Like the Sphinx.
I know, but look at the things behind it.
If I get a good picture.
Well, anyway, this kid, he went with his grandpa. Basically, he was raised by his grandpa, and that was his grandpa's car. Well, this kid ended up going to Juilliard, and he did very well, and he wrote a screenplay, and the screenplay they liked it all, and he showed it to some people, and he showed it to this lady, and this lady loved it, and she let him make a pilot. I can see it. That's it.
Yeah.
I got it here. I was just trying to. I lost the share screen function for some reason.
Oh, well, anyway, this lady that let him do the pilot, which totally started his career, her name was Lucille Ball.
Oh.
And the screenplay was Star Trek.
Yeah. Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And he got all. I mean, he's just famous. I mean, the guys. What the hell's his name?
Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah, Gene Roddenberry. I mean, he just had this crazy, wonderful imagination. And when him and Isaac Asimov got together, wow, how would you like to be in that room when them two guys are talking? And Gene Roddenberry and Isaac Asimov, they got to spend time with Einstein before he died.
Right.
Just think being a room with guy. And I mean, like, a lot of people give Einstein a lot of crap, but Einstein he was amazing. If anything, he did very well was to amplify the talents of other people. And he made everybody around him better.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah,
and then credit for what they did great.
yeah.
Yeah, I had heard that just recently about Lucille Ball and what is it, Desilu Productions, being part of getting Star Trek on board.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah,
and it's amazing how that kid sitting next to you might be just totally because the storytellers were losing them. Half the movie, 90% of all the movies are a rerun of a movie that wasn't that good the first time.
Well, the storytellers and dreamers were medicating them.
Yes. Yeah, well, they say that science killed all the saints. Lithium, Ambien.
Ambien's good stuff.
Is it?
Yes, works very well. Just kind of nice, gentle, just calms you down, lets you go right to sleep. No after effect.
Besides waking up behind the 7-Eleven with somebody's junk in your mouth.
Well, that's always a problem. Yeah, that's hard to explain. Yeah.
Man, somebody slept. I slept like a baby. Oh,
right, I slept like a baby. Yeah, those little mishaps.
Those are things we leave out in the storytelling.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
The best night's sleep I ever had in my life.
Oh, shit. Wow. Okay.
Who wants to go to the Waffle House?
Yeah. So,
okay.
Tom, they have you doing any? You got like special tasks at the shop, or you kind of do everything?
No, I'm the kind of like the newbie in there. Like I got to pull the engine out and rebuild it and stuff, but they're all got this squinty eye on me because these are some upper echelon people that if you don't cut the mustard, you got to go. And these are guys that like tomorrow I get to figure out. I'm going to be working on a 1990 Corvette that is probably nicer than any Corvette in Greenwood of the 19. This thing it's original to the freaking serpentine belts, and I have to find out why the blend doors ain't working.
Oh, geez.
Been under the dash. This thing is all the stuff that you take off of a Corvette and throw away, I probably throw away hundreds of. And it's all still intact on this. And then this thing has it's got like 1,300 miles on it. And I have to make everything work and look like I was never there.
Wow.
That takes some skill.
This will be the first vehicle. It's a museum grade car.
Yeah.
And I weigh over 300 pounds.
I just saw something on YouTube today where a guy they pulled a 76 Thunderbird. It was on the dealership.
Yeah, I didn't get to look at it, but yeah, it's 17 miles on it.
17 miles, and the car had all dust on it and everything. It didn't have the hubcaps on it. It was never prepped. 17 miles.
And it was the big bird.
That's the big one, right? Just saw that today.
That's the one where you take the engine out and you pull the time machine out of it because it's naturally from the factory retarded 10 degrees. And you put it in a 1-to-1 and it gains 100 horsepower because they retarded it because they wanted to eliminate the ping and make it smooth.
Right.
But we don't want that. We want power.
Oh, yeah.
That was the car with the biggest taillights that I'd ever seen in my life when they came out. I'd never seen taillights that big on anything. Trucks should have had lights like that, but they didn't. That was huge.
Did the Cougars of that time period also have the timing set retarded also?
anything that had that Lima motor in it, that 460, 459. The first thing you do is the Lima motor, great motor, and it was eclipsed by the Mark V Chevy Big Block. And oddly enough, I mean, the same guy that designed the head ports for the Big Block was the same guy that did it for the 460. I mean, I've made crazy power. I mean, we all know the engine king John Kazi. I mean, anybody that's ever run one of his engines with P51s, I mean, it is not hard to make 1,000 horsepower with a 500 cubic inch big block Ford.
Yeah.
And it does it reliably.
And that doesn't suck.
Oh, there's hope for that Lincoln yet,
huh?
One day.
You know,
I finally got a 4-barrel for it. I'm gonna put that on there once I get an intake.
All right.
What kind of car you got?
An 80 Mark 6 2-door.
Great car. That's an that is, and it's a beautiful car too.
Yep.
Yeah, the grill is just awesome. Nobody had anything like that.
Oh yeah, and this thing's cool too. It's
and it will never be mistaken for anything but what it is. I mean, to me, the style on that is just as good as like I think one of the most beautiful cars in the world is the '69 Eldorado.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm a big fan of the Eldorado Seville, not the Fleetwood, but the Seville with the big round bud on it. Oh my god, I love that car.
The 69 Eldo though is gorgeous. That is a beautiful car. Yeah.
There's not a bad line on the Eldorado Seville.
Those stiletto fenders, the little stiletto lights.
Yep.
Gorgeous.
It'll just rip you wide open.
Yeah, that's a great car. Great car.
And I'm a Ford guy. I grew up in Dayton, Ohio, which is General Motors, and I mean, I was around all these guys that had third grade educations making all these Chevrolet cars, and I don't want to drive one of these guys. I know this guy. I don't want to drive that.
No.
So I was a Ford guy.
Nothing wrong with that, right,
Yeah.
Brian?
So what was your first favorite car you drove and just fell in love?
Ferrari 430. Not my first car I drove, but the first one I really fell in love with.
I'm a big guy. I don't fit in a Ferrari.
It was one.
They get abdominal steering. I mean,
that swing away wheel.
It was one of those deals where you pay to go a couple laps in it.
Yeah.
So I had to pay for it, but it was fun.
Oh, I'd imagine.
Well, in high school, I had I saved up enough money, and I was friends with this guy who was a retired fire chief, and his car that he sold me was a 1967 7-liter Galaxy 500 XL convertible.
Wow,
nice, very
nice car.
There you go.
Put that against your Ferrari in looks and everything else. And I put the top down, and I never put it back up. And that was the year we had the blizzard, '83.
Oh,
that heater melted 2 feet of snow in 15 minutes.
Wow, yeah, that's a nice car.
Yeah,
I would say not the first one I drove, but first couple cool cars I worked at when I was a kid working for my grandpa was a 70 AA Arcuda and
that's
86, I believe, Grand National.
Oh, those are you cannot have nothing but fun in a Grand National.
We have 3 of them in the shop right now.
Wow,
three Grand Nationals and 1 T-type.
I'm shocked at the Cyclones and then what was the other one?
Typhoon.
Typhoon aren't $1 million cars right now. I mean, I think those two vehicles put the whole world on their ear. Yeah, I mean, it put it notice that you can go fast, and I mean, General Motors put the hush on them because it totally destroyed Corvette sales.
Yeah.
That
Corvette.
Yep. Yeah, those all three of them programs should have got way more press than they got, but because they destroyed their ringleader, the Corvette, that had its had its asthmatic 185 horsepower V8 in it.
Right.
Little V6 is going past them like it's standing still.
Yeah, I remember that as a kid.
They did that a couple of times, right? Because they got upset with the Pontiac GTO and the Trans Am, and they come up with something. They were like they had their star pupil that they weren't going to outshine, and they shut down a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, you put a Super Duty Trans Am against the Corvette, the top tier Corvette. And there's
they didn't.
Oh yeah, even in '74, the '74 SD, the '74 Corvette was a slug.
Well, it was pretty.
Yeah, it was a slug though. But yeah, they wouldn't even let their own cars compete. Like they wouldn't even let the Camaro have. It had the same LT1 engine, but they had a rated like a 10 or 20 horsepower less than the Corvette.
Right.
Yeah, the Corvette was rated 360 and the LT was rated 350. They wouldn't be rated the same.
Well, and the stupid thing is if you have a inner competition of who can put out the better, both products or three products, whatever, are going to grow.
They're all going to be elevated.
Yeah.
That's crazy stuff.
It goes back to you're either pouring water out of the boat or you're pouring water into the boat.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. So I'm glad I picked up my phone because y'all are some smart dudes, and
I don't know about that. You might get yourself in trouble.
Right.
No, I mean, you guys. Every one of you are exuding confidence of a very accomplished case of people, and I appreciate that, and I acknowledge you for being that. Hell yeah.
Well, that's not a problem. I didn't know.
I don't know how smart I'd be. My first car in high school was a 1982 Camaro Z28 that came with a box of smog parts because they weren't on the car.
That's right where they should have been too.
Yeah. Right.
Well, exactly. Except for the problem is I had to put them back on just to pass emissions and everything. And my shop teacher, he roasted the hell out of me over it, and thank God I wrecked it. So then I went and got a 91. Then I went and got a 91 Firebird.
Wow.
It's one of the things I like about living in Michigan.
Yep.
We don't have to do that.
I mean, when I was growing up, a case of beer and $50. Well, hell, I could eat a freaking oil there. Emissions legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I could be leaking nuclear waste, and not a problem here. Put the beer in the truck.
Right.
Yeah, those were the good old days. You can't do stuff like that anymore.
And there's nothing to do it with, really, because whenever you need a computer to reprogram your car to change the freaking oil.
Yep.
Right.
Or the brakes.
Yep. The brake.
Even to put put a light bulb in, you got to tell the computer that you did it.
Yeah, I drive a 2009 F-250 with a 5.3, the 3-valve, the one that nobody likes.
Yeah.
But what's good about that truck, it's like a government vehicle, is that it has crazy good AC. And anyway, I put a cold air kit on it, and and it I swear to God, it gave it 30 more horsepower. And I'm looking at the I mean, 40 pounds of ducting that I removed, even though I got a lean code now because I got to put bigger injectors in it, and it totally woke that crazy truck up.
There's a lot of potential in those things.
But the point that I'm trying to get at is that a kid can't, because I mean, so it's about a lot of us became mechanics because of immediate gratification of fixing something and it's fixed. Well, the kids today, I mean, what you got to do to improve any car today, the hoops you got to hop through versus, I mean, we could put a bigger carburetor and intake on an evening and see improvement immediately. Where you have to be a freaking tuner.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, they suck the joy out of it. We need to find something that we can get kids interested in that has the gratification we got, not a freaking computer.
Yep, you definitely stay clean now when you do that, and you don't get dirty anymore.
Well, I get dirty. I promise you.
That's how you can tell I don't work on new cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you even get dirty smoking that. What was that? Beef? No. What was that? Cow? No. What was that? Bacon again?
The beef bacon.
Beef bacon. Yeah. I gotta.
I cannot wait. I envy every last one of you guys because you're going to try beef bacon for the first time, and it's going to change your life. It really is. It's amazing.
I'll have to videotape that and see how my reaction later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and whenever you start messing it up because you're this old and you're trying it for the first time, it's going to be this your whole life.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. The world is a wonderful place.
Yeah, I might have to cook it on mesquite.
Yeah.
I mean,
We just had mesquite on our burgers tonight.
Did you?
You literally catch the neighbor's house on fire in a fork, just hanging in the fire.
Yeah. You guys got a lot of mesquite down there in Texas, though, right?
Yeah, we got a lot. To me, mesquite makes things really bitter.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like it?
I tried to. It seems like every time I try to cook with it, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and I'm gotta put it on human error. But I think it tastes better with pecan than mesquite.
Pecan's really good. I do a lot of oak personally. Oak
brings a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Oak brings a lot of heat energy, and it's a lot sweeter than mesquite.
Yeah, I usually do a lot of oak. I come across, like I said, if I can come across some apple or cherry, that's really good. But most 95% of mine is all oak. Is usually.
Yep.
Yeah, that apple's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas, have you ever, speaking of mesquite, have you ever popped open the pods and then sucked on them, got how sweet they are?
Of a mesquite tree?
Yeah, the bean pods. The bean pods are really, really sweet.
The mesquite, you're talking about to me, a mesquite tree is the one that's got the horrible spikes that has spikes on the spikes. That's a mesquite tree.
When they're younger, they do. We have mesquite. I'm in Arizona. We got mesquite out here, and gosh, I think it's like, I want to say spring. They start. It might be right now. I haven't paid attention, but they start dropping the bean pods. They turn. They turn kind of yellowish brown, and they drop everywhere. You take that bean pod and pop it open and put it in your mouth. It's really sweet.
The mesquite trees here have spikes, and spikes grow on the spikes, and they break off in your skin, and it's like, I mean, it's just an evil. I mean, if you were to grow evil plants, you would grow this mesquite tree we have here.
That doesn't sound like fun.
No.
Yeah, they're terrible. And I mean, I don't care what kind of tire. It'll go through the most serious rubber. A lot of people don't know this, but like on an SR-71, which is my favorite plane, the back tires have a metal rubber compound because they had to withstand 4,000 degree temperature whenever the thing's going supersonic. And it's flat nose.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
A cow will get up in a mesquite tree, and they got to figure out if they got to put it down or not because every little freaking spike that gets in it gets festered up, and you're popping all these little pus bubbles, and the cow's miserable.
I bet.
That's a mesquite tree. I don't have nothing to do with that.
That's almost like waking up behind 7-Eleven with somebody's junk
Right.
in your mouth.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but exactly.
I don't mean to take your line there, Thomas, but
and then you look up.
Yeah. How many times are you going to be able to integrate that into a conversation?
Hey, don't worry,
as possible.
man. You wait.
Because it's still dark. So it's 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. Everything is dark except you see that one little LED blinking on the security camera. Oh shit! Now I'm really screwed.
Yeah.
Store clerk going out. I'm next.
Yeah, with the mesquites here, when they're small, I've noticed a lot of spike. I have them in my backyard. I've noticed when they're young, there's a lot of spikes, but when they get full grown, I've not had. Ours must be a little bit different than y'all's.
Y'all's, come on now, slow down, cowboy.
From Arizona.
Do you get a lot of tarantulas?
What's that?
Do you got a lot of tarantulas?
Tarantulas?
I've seen a few in my yard, but not a whole lot.
Keep them.
Yeah.
But we do got these. Let's see if
what is
the
scorpion.
Yeah, keep those too.
My son was over the other day, and my daughter had just gotten home from work, and she's trying to talk to me and tell me about her day. And my son pops in. He's like, "Dad, come here now. There's a scorpion." And I said, "Quit screwing around." "No, Dad, there's one on the porch. I don't want the dogs to step on it and get stung." And I'm like, there better be. I got the black light flashlight, and yep, it was there. I stepped out and stomped it.
Why do you need a black light flashlight?
They light up like Christmas trees.
I guess that's why it's green. Yeah,
that's why it's green. It glows. Otherwise, they're kind of brown wood colored.
So they're hard to see.
The my tarantula story. We used to live in Oklahoma City, and however the dirt compound was from the yard, we would take the hose and with the spray gun, and we would stick it right in the ground and spray, and the ground would lift up from the water, and then it would come down. Well, it would leave this hole in the ground like about yay big. Well, my dad, God love him, his yard was like a golf course. So we did this one day, about 4 or 5 places in the yard, and he comes in and he sees it and he's like, "What the hell happened?" So he thought it was tarantulas, they had dug a hole, so we had a show. I said, "No, Dad, this is what we did." So literally 2 days later, he's coming home and he's walking up, and all of a sudden he runs in the house, goes out to the garage, and goes out and gets the shovel. And you hear him out there in the beating on the sidewalk, and we're all like, "What the hell? What the hell?" And it was a tarantula he killed because he gave us crap because we were putting the holes in the ground and telling him that there was no tarantulas. And then like 2 days later, he catches one and kills it, and but that was my tarantula story.
Well, my tarantula story is mine was an Edelbrock and it had a Holly 780 on it. That was my tarantula.
That's another tarantula story.
Right. Whenever you see a tarantula for the first time, You know, you're either a brave person or you're somebody like me, and
yeah. No, that thing was walking across the sidewalk, and he ran in and huffing and puffing, got a shovel, and he was out there just beating the crap out of it. So, that freaked us out because here we are running around in the yard making tarantula holes, So, it made you think twice about digging around in the yard.
We had one on the front porch probably, God, I want to say 15 years ago. And the kids, we come home from the store or whatever, and we're walking up, and the kids are like, "Oh, look!" And they wanted to keep it. We caught it, put it in a jar, but in the meantime, we punched holes in the jar. So don't think we didn't do that. But in the meantime, we went to go look for a terrarium or something to keep it in, and it died. And then the kids were all bummed out. They wanted to keep it.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Well, we've definitely covered the realm of everywhere on this evening here.
Well, I want to use that tarantula for fish bait after that because bass love them things.
You might catch a whale.
Oh yeah, but you catch a very arrogant, angry. Go eat the tarantula.
Oh man.
Yep.
All right, so Brian, I got to show you the new tool of the week.
The new tool of the week. I'm ready.
I'll give you the backstory. I've been a member of the BMW Owners Club motorcycle for 20-something years, ever since I had my bike. And I really fell behind on the magazines. You get them every month. They're really nice, glossy, beautiful magazines, but I've just fallen behind. I haven't been reading them for a couple of years. So just the other day, I picked one out of the pile. It was from like 2 years ago, and I'm going through it. And I see this ad for they did a review of this tool called the Handy Clamp. And this is all it is. It's kind of hard to see. And what this does is you loosen the nut on the end, and it lets this piece here slide.
Oh.
So what you do is up in these little fingers here is where you can capture a nut or a bolt. And then, let's see, like here, it'll open up to 1 inch. So I'll use my USB drive on here, and you tighten it up. Now you're not holding it. Now you can put this up into the car somewhere where your hand couldn't get. And then maybe you got to get it's a blind nut. You got to get a bolt from the other side or a screw or something. So
that's brilliant.
So I wrote to the guy. Did I write to him? Yeah, I think I wrote to him. And I said, hey, you still making these things? I'm interested in, talking about this on my show, getting you on. So, he sent me a couple of them. He sent me one for me, one for Chris. And I mean, it's kind of lightweight. It's not really a super, but it's not made for super heavy duty use either.
Yeah.
So I'm dying to see if I can find a use, if I can use it on something, because it'd be like having like a wrench extender, getting
right.
a wrench in a spot where you just can't get your hand,
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. It's
nice. Called the Handy HANDEE clamp.
That goes a long way from just my tweezers to hold on to something.
Handyclamp.com is his site. And so that's what flew in this week.
That's an awesome tool. I can think of 1,000 uses for that.
I'm not even thinking like in a dashboard. If you got to get
under dash work is
yeah. I can see it for the dashes, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you just got to you got to hold something. You got to hold that nut somehow, and then and you can work the screw, but you can only, you're putting dum-dum on your finger and like holding a nut with the dum-dum
it's better than trying to hold it like this between.
Yeah,
doing the thing.
I've done that.
Oh yeah.
With underneath the dash.
How thick or how deep is the little fingers?
The depth of them, not that deep. I mean,
that an eighth or a quarter?
Let's see. That's about.
So it's like this, and it squeezes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got a picture that's this big, and I'm trying to.
Yeah, let's see. And a half. That's quarter. Yeah, it's quarter inch.
Wow.
You know, and it'll open up to an inch, so you can put a pretty good sized bolt and nut in there if you had to.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know,
And
so,
what is that, like 8 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches?
Let's see. Closed, it is 10 inches.
10 inches.
The magic.
You have the tape measure right on your desk.
Yeah, I have one of those. You know, I have it's a grid that I use. You know, you can cut stuff on it and whatever, but it's a grid. So let's see. Here's conventional. There's a ruler, so it's at 10.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you the metric equivalent because no one knows what that means.
Oh, stop,
Yeah, we don't do
Ray.
that.
We don't.
Oh, Brian definitely knows.
Yeah, I know. I know.
We already had that problem when Ray we were measuring Mike out, and Ray's giving me decimals, and I'm giving him millimeters. So it was like an interesting conversation.
Speak the same language, man. Come on.
We each had the same part here, but we're giving it. I'm giving it a metric, and he's giving it in decimals in English. That was funny.
Wow.
I'm just a decimal guy in a metric world.
That's it.
Hey, same here.
That's how it goes.
That's crazy. So how much? Oh, he sent those. How much do those go for?
$20.
$20, really?
Like $20. Yeah. So it's
Not bad.
Become a millionaire off of that.
I can't see that he sold a whole ton of them. I mean, I don't know where else he advertised. I went to his website. He's got no social media links on there at all.
Yeah.
I want to shout him out on social media and all, but he's got no social media links whatsoever. So talk about being old school. I think he said him and his dad developed it, and his father backed them. They got the money. This is just like some stamped steel. It's not really heavy duty.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm interested in that. It's pretty. I like I said, I could think of a handful of things that would make it really easier doing that. Speaking of the new tool of the week, and I'm waiting for mine to come in, I stumbled across our lovely Fords, our new Fords. Guess what they decide to mess with for a fastener?
Oh,
I
you're
don't
talking
know.
about the Torx.
No. They have now taken the Phillips and made it tamper-proof.
A tamper-proof Phillips?
Yes.
And what
It's
application? Where do they use
They use that on your tail light assemblies and certain areas on the new Fords now have tamper-proof Phillips.
Jeez.
Are you talking about, so in comparison, are you talking about like the Phillips like they use in the bathroom stalls where you can't back them out?
No. That's an inverted. That's a Torx. That's a tampered. We're talking a regular Phillips screwdriver, a regular Phillips cross with a hole in it now, and they're using that.
So if you don't have that, your screwdriver will cam out.
Paid for that. That's well,
so
you know,
I have.
Who's going to steal your taillights?
I don't know, but I will.
Not me. I don't have the bit.
They will be on the truck next week. So that's my new and improved findings over the week. Tamper proof. They took the most simplest fastener and made
it up.
And
actually, in all honesty, the simplest fastener would have been a straight slot screw.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be next to tamper-proof straight.
Yeah. But which is really the security screw, because the security screw you can put in with a straight slot, but it just cams out. You can't loosen it with a straight slot.
Well, actually, tamper-proof straight slot would probably work better because your screwdriver don't slide all out of it. It's got that metal holding it in there.
That's it. So, but that was the new thing I found out Monday at the Ford dealership.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much is that tool going for?
They're actually just insert bits, and I think it was like around $4 or $5. Not that it's not the end of the world, but still.
I still think it's pretty ingenious that Matco sells a rail of all the 10 millimeters. You know, the shallow, the mid, the deep.
The
the
Apple does the same thing.
Yeah, you know, the flex. That's pretty cool.
Do you ever have a hard time finding those on the truck? Do they disappear on the truck too?
Do no.
Yeah, that's who they do.
There was something I saw on I don't know if it was on YouTube or Instagram, and they showed a tire in between. It was like a truck tire, and between the treads was stuck a 10 millimeter socket. He goes, "Oh, that's where I left that socket."
Or like the one that's stuck like in the thermostat.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
I had I was actually kind of funny. It was a county work truck, and I pulled up next to it, and I looked over, and they had a magnet stuck on the back quarter panel of the truck, and they had all the 8s and 10s stuck to the side. And I was like, man, is this guy like driving down the road picking the shit up, or is that where they just kept it so they could do it? You know, that was kind of funny. It was like there's but yeah. No, like I said, I still do it. I have I don't even have one here, but I have a plastic little baggie.
Yeah.
And I fill it up with 8s and 10s, and I walk through the body shops and I sell them. There's like a drug deal going there.
It's got like the trench coat. It's like only 10.
I got the good stuff, Johnny. Yeah.
That's it. Well, actually, I now have to incorporate T30s because everybody's using the Torx T30s.
Right.
That's another T30s and T40s.
That was the one I lost.
Yeah,
and my wife's
but
So where are you a Matco guy
at? In Maryland, in Silver Spring area in Maryland.
Ooh, the Rust Belt.
Oh yeah.
But y'all got blue crab.
Oh yeah, we had some last week.
Yeah,
I mean, that's some wonderful eating right there. Them blue crabs.
Yeah, hold on 1 minute. I
had blue crabs up here like 3 weeks ago. My buddy, he fishes, and he brought me a whole mess of them, a whole big bag of blue crabs. Yeah,
there you go.
I thought you had to eat them immediately.
They were very fresh. I think he got them the day before when he gave them to me. So
I thought if you didn't put them in the pot while they were alive, you don't.
Oh, I don't know. No, well, we ate them. It was just a lot of work. They were so small.
Yep,
a lot of work.
There you go. A bag full of blue crabs.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So now that we've talked all about that, maybe I have to set them out and pick some crabs tonight.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So Brian, Tom, do you have any tool allegiances, or do you buy everything?
Any tool that works properly. I mean,
yeah.
I have a Harbor Freight that's walking distance from my house. It's that close.
Oh, okay.
So and oddly enough, it's so bizarre that I buy so many tools, and then it's an exact duplicate whatever Mac is selling, and I'm really upset how America has to start making stuff again, and and the fact that we gave our industry away is bad.
And now we were just talking today how Biden's going to go. He's groveling to Venezuela to buy their dirty oil, and we could be pumping it out of the ground. We got more oil under our land than anywhere, and we got the refineries. But no, he's going to go taking their dirty oil, making them a deal. It's like, oh, come on.
I hate Biden. I think that he stole the election, and yeah. Well, I promised myself I wouldn't get political on it because I've opened for Mike Lindell twice now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's we have to get our country back. I mean,
it's amazing.
Right, the plane landing in a town near you full of illegal aliens that Joe Biden is going to make it the responsibility of your community to take care of them.
They absolutely, and like some of where I have the governor, they call it a deep blue state, but we got red pockets. But they, yeah, I mean, it's a sanctuary city, so they just let them in. And
Well, Martha's Vineyard was a sanctuary city.
Right.
Yeah. And Chicago's a sanctuary city, but where does that horrible Beetlejuice send all the migrants? She sends them to all the Republican cities that have the money to handle them.
Yeah.
I know we weren't going to get political on this, but I thought it was kind of funny the other day on the news that they were talking about all these the immigrants coming in and being registered as Democrats are now changing parties because they want shit done and they're tired. And I'm like, now that you've flooded these areas, to try to upset the balance. Now these people, even they know that this is all, they're like, we got to change so that we can get this thing going. And of course, I laughed. I mean, it's so funny. Here they're flooding so they get this vote, and then there people are like, look, we want stuff done. This we came here for this, and so we're going to vote. We're changing parties now. It's crazy. It's half this stuff.
The FBI showing up at your house.
Yeah,
because the FBI want weaponized.
Half of this stuff going on, you would have never ever imagined in a million years. Half the stuff that's going on today.
Exactly.
I went into the post office yesterday to mail some letters, to mail some bills, and I said I need 3 stamps, and the lady said we don't have any.
Oh, really?
You're the post office.
I said, this is the post. I said, excuse me? She says, well, I can. She goes, we don't have any stamps at the moment, but I can give you like what they put on the packages,
Yeah.
So my little envelope had this sticker on it about the size of that bull heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, they probably added 10 pounds of sticker onto this letter, I'm like, I said,
she should have used the line that you use all the time. And she should have said, I'm sorry, I don't have them, but I can order them for you.
Yeah, I can order them. And it was funny because they had a set of classic car stamps.
Yep.
And I said, so I can't get any of those stamps? She goes, no, we don't have any stamps.
That's awesome.
See,
man.
Then it would have been a sack. It would have been, stamps ain't coming.
Yeah. Only in America.
On the beaver shit.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was amazed, Brian. Like, it was last Saturday, right? I went out. I had to go to the tire shop. I brought my wife with me. We went across the street to this little luncheonette. It's still just a little luncheonette place. It's a microcosm. It's great. So I'm sitting there right by the window, and it's raining, and I'm looking across the street at my friend's tire shop. And what pulls up on the side street? But the Mack truck. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Shit. The man, he never shows up, but here he is on a rainy Saturday morning.
On a Saturday.
The guy
We were just
working.
talking about that today.
Yeah, man, he was
I don't
working.
remember the last time I saw a Mack truck.
Yeah. I sent Brian a picture. I was like, look at this, right out of the window I took it. I'm like, yeah, my wife says, what are you doing? I'm taking a picture of the Mack truck.
Yeah, that's my new competition. I got it. We got a new Mack guy starting in my area, so
it's all right. It'll only be a few weeks.
Yeah, well, he's number 3 for me, so it's all right.
All right.
Well, it's funny because Matco and Mac, they're brothers.
A long time ago, yes, they were.
Yeah.
Whenever Daddy sold the company, he sold half of it to one son, and half to the other son.
Oh, is that how it worked?
Okay. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Okay. What was the original name of the company?
Mac.
Well, but we were like, what was it? MACO stands for Mac Alliance Association Tool something, because we all MACO did at the time was the toolboxes. They
Right.
never. That's all they did was make the toolboxes until '79. That's when that separated and they started going out and selling tools. But to this day, that's all the only thing we really make is the toolboxes. There's everything else is rebranded or from another supplier.
Right.
I thought the wrenches and ratchets were done or aren't they done?
Well, they are done. Well, we had bought a company. It was Apex.
Right.
Apex was the company that used to make, but our brilliant people sold that, and AJ Manufacture. They're in Ohio, I think.
Ohio, right.
AJ Manufacturing makes our stuff. Now we are heavily invested in the patents. We own the patent on it. That was one of the big problems when we separated from Apex, because Apex did gear wrench and they used a lot of our stuff. Of course, they took and went. That's why the gear wrench changed to 120 degrees instead of because we had 88 teeth. 88 degrees or whatever, and they went to the 120. They changed because there was a patent problem with that. But AJ Manufacturing is our supplier in that, and our wrenches are Kudo or Kabuto or whatever. They're another American company.
Tell AJ just put a little more oil in those ratchets before.
Yeah, well. Like I told you, that got into environmental. We couldn't ship stuff, and I had to take them all apart, put oil in them before I sell them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. Or you just go ahead and sell it and 2 weeks later, I got to rebuild it and pack it with oil. So it's job security, guys.
Right.
That's the way the world is.
Keeps you busy.
Yeah, it took me a little while to get that ring out of that 1/4-inch ratchet, but I got it out.
Yeah, that's
that was a trick.
That's the China. Usually,
normally they're using a ring without the snap ring hole, so there's nothing to grab.
And it's embedded. It's flattened out, so you can't. It's really hard. It's a pain. It's a pain in the ass.
I got it. I was like, I got it.
Do you have to dimple it?
And as I'm getting it, I said, I know it's going to go fling. I go across the garage somewhere. Like,
And the Mars rover finds it.
Right. Exactly.
Very true. Yeah. So,
did you dimple it?
Did you dimple it?
The ring, the snap ring, the flattened snap ring.
No. It came out one piece. It's hardened. It's a hard ring.
Yeah.
So, and I had to use a little pick. It was like just a little pointy, the smallest pointy pick to get under the damn thing. But yeah.
Go borrow the pick from your dentist. And...
That's what I have. I've done that when I was in dentist. I always ask, hey, you have any broken tools? Because they break the can, like.
Every mechanic goes online and gets one of those Army surplus dental kits. They're the best.
I got them right from the dentist, and then one year I think I saw a different dentist, and I asked him. He goes, "Oh yeah," and he was like handing them to me. So like in my hand and in his hand, he says like, "What are you going to use these for?" I said, "Well, I use them for like cleaning carburetors and like gun cleaning, and like he wanted to pull them back, like gun cleaning. Oh my god!" I'm like, listen, dude, they're broken tools. Just give me the freaking tools. I need them. But yeah, they're good stainless steel, nice quality stuff.
That was like when I went and got stitches when I, stuck that screwdriver through your hand or whatever, and I had stitches, and I got all stitched up, and I asked the doctor, because he had it all laid out, and I said, "What are you doing with all that stuff?" And he goes, "I'm just going to throw it away." And I said, "You don't mind if I take it?" And he's like, "Why do you want it?" And I said, "We never know. I might have to stitch myself up." And he's like, "Okay." Well, lo and behold, I've done some of my own stitching. You know what I'm saying? And then, it was pretty interesting. So,
pretty Rambo. I don't know if I can do my own stitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not too bad.
To do it.
Yeah, it was it's okay.
I guess that's liquors for.
Luckily, I didn't stitch the wrong thing.
Right. Totally miss. Oh man.
So, yeah, no, I've stitched myself a couple of times. So the first one, the first little stick end's a little hard, but after that it gets easier.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
You just got
I
to
testosterone shots every week, and
Right.
and I have to talk myself into. I mean, I'll wash my leg with alcohol like 19 times, going, okay, I'm gonna do it this time.
Yeah.
Damn kid in my head screaming, no.
I guess that's what it pays to be diabetic. You get used to staring at yourself.
Oh man.
I'm not diabetic yet, but I went and somehow I ended up with a low testosterone, and that was a total life changer. So
Wow.
That testosterone shot, I got spry again. I can jump up. I can cry. I weigh 300 pounds, and I can kick you in the face.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's
Actually, a young kid at the shop, they got a video of it. I wish I could show it. It's so funny. He thought he could fuck with me, and he come up behind me, and I was like bent over the car that I was pulling the engine out of, and he's acting like he's getting me in the butt. Anyway, I went and I got my feet locked, and I locked them behind him, and I started just pounding his face into my ass. and the assault did 190 degree on who was assaulting who. I mean,
Yeah.
and he was screaming like I was stabbing him to death. Anyway, he backed off my butt cheeks like 15 times, and he was like,
Oh.
The only thing better is if you would have had like a handful of chisels and hammers in your back pockets.
Oh yeah.
No, his nose hitting my ass was mud.
That's good.
Yeah, this is Texas. I mean, if you're at work 10 minutes, your ass is sweaty and nasty. I don't care who you are.
That's it. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all got you guys got the heat and the humidity.
Oh yeah.
And you over there with your dry heat.
Yeah. The oven heat.
I wash my clothes
Right.
with pine sol just because I mean you'll sweat and get them saturated. That
Yeah.
I mean, if I don't wash it with pine sol, I can smell it and tell you what day last week I wore it.
Yeah.
So
That
what
is
keeps you in Texas? Being that the
Cars are not rotten.
Oh, okay.
They're not rotten.
Yeah.
Here before the Biden administration, I'm telling you, you can pull up to my shop with a freaking Russian submarine, and I can find parts for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And but the Biden administration has screwed all that up. But not right.
I'll tell you, parts is a thing. I got to get a water pump for my wife's 2012 Cruze, a Chevy Cruze.
Yeah,
1.4 liter, 4-cylinder turbo, and I wanted to get a Delco pump. I wanted the GM pump because those things have issues. I ended up going to GM Parts online, and I paid $150 for a water pump, $61 for a tensioner, and you got to change this one bolt. They say make sure you change this bolt. It's $2.27. They don't tell you which bolt it is though, but I guess I'll figure it out. So I paid $241.86. That's I've bought cars cheaper than that, and that's what cost me to do a water pump on this car. I can't believe it.
Insane,
right?
And I gotta wait. For the parts. They'll be in sometime next week.
You hope.
We have a Model A in the shop right now. We can't get a water pump for.
What kind of car?
3 million Model A's, and we can't find
a Model A. Yeah. They actually brought. I got a UPS thing. They said it already packed and it shipped today, so that's good from some dealership in wherever the hell they are. I don't know, forget where it was. But that we had a place up here in Long Island that was rebuilding and repacking those old pumps, the Model A pumps. And, they were actually rebuilding them. But
I promise you, the Biden administration probably wiped them out.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Can't get it. Well, yeah, like you said, you can't get any parts to do that stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places that don't. I mean, we've had drive shaft shops, places for drive shafts, and my transmission shops that I go to, they will not take any new Honda, anything with a CVC, Honda, Toyota, because they can't get parts, and they get these cars in and take them apart, and then of course they can't get them back together because they can't find parts.
Yeah.
Well, and around here too, we got a lot of people that not only parts but workers. Be Cool Radiators is probably 30 minutes from our shop, and he's like finding welders. Somebody to weld a radiator is just almost impossible.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Hey, I got a great idea for when you talk about Be Cool. You know what they need to come up with? They need to come up with an electric fan that has a metal grid on it, because I see all these custom car things, and you see that plastic fan in there, and then you just go, you dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Because of weight.
Even if they made it like plastic chrome,
I mean,
something.
I promise you, I know that wire would even be better. I mean, the blades don't have to be metal, but the
case.
Body, yeah.
Something that you can put some chrome on.
Yeah,
make it look nice.
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
Good idea.
We'll have to bring that up to them. We'll have to bring that up to them.
They just got to find the workers to do it.
Right. You got to find them.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much anywhere, I think, right now with everything going on. I mean, you're hearing it from everywhere.
Our shop's the same way. If we could find some good people, we could add 2 or 3 more easy.
Yeah,
and still be swamped.
I get phone call. I got 2 or 3 phone calls today from shop owners. Brian, I'm looking for a guy. I'm looking for this. I'm like, dude, What do
you think? What do you think? I got like a slew of them hanging out in the back of the truck waiting for work.
Right.
I know, it's crazy.
He'll order you one.
Mexicans over here. What do you think?
Yeah. This mechanic just adds water. He's like,
yeah. It's like one of those little sponges. You put water in and it blows up.
What were those sea monkeys, right? That's
right. Sea monkeys.
I only do European cars. I don't mess with the American. I don't know.
Yeah, I can put some of that beaver crap in the water. Those things do grow. That's
yeah.
Smoke pellets, and I like that. That's a beaver crap.
Oh, we need to do this again. I loved it.
No, that was awesome. Yeah.
That beaver crap comment's going to go right up there with the grow 4 more cylinders.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I tell the kids when I'm out in my route, and the majority of my younger kids are customers. They have all these 4-cylinder Hondas and Toyotas, all that stuff, and they'll be revving the motor up, and I say, hey, look, dude, you got to grow 4 more cylinders, and they usually get upset with me with that. So, but that beaver crap and 4 more cylinders, I want to fit that in a conversation for sure tomorrow.
Yeah, and we're going to expect great things out of you with those.
Oh. Well, it's almost that time, boys. You got to get ready to run credit cards tomorrow.
Yeah.
This Friday.
Yeah.
I think it's going. Which one of you 5 fellas?
Easy sleep on and
oh, there we go.
That's it.
Nasal relief.
Damn.
And I'm gonna look at my Anna Nicole Smith race car that I got in the mail today.
Oh my
God.
Nice. Look at that time. Finish it out with look at that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we somewhat started off with the Hot Wheels. We're finishing off,
and we're finishing with it.
Yeah, that's
great.
That's good.
I was so in love with Anna Nicole Smith until I heard her talk. Damn, I knew something was wrong.
Yeah. So let's see here. Let me see if I can.
What, you mean Brian has more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Damn, I don't know what I did with it. I had some Linda Vaughn, Miss Hearst diecast.
I've had this for 2 days, and I just realized there's actually a Playboy inside the package.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Now don't open that up. Now it's worth more money sealed and clean.
Yeah, and clean. Well,
You know, I wouldn't be hitting that with the black light.
Right.
Payday, 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 payday.
Oh,
I got Nicole Smith. All I got is this Peter Chris dragster.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I got that set too.
Yeah.
The Peter Chris funny car. Yeah, they gave me that when I left work because the girl secretary's a bass player. She knows I'm a drummer. So
I thought that I had. I don't know what I did with my Linda Vaughns. Damn.
Oh, you got a Linda. Oh,
I got a Miss Hearst 4-speed ones, in her swimsuit on the cars.
Nice.
No way.
Yeah, I'll have to dig those up next week's show and tell.
Right, there you go.
I think that we totally need to make a Jungle Pam Hot Wheel.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Yeah, that's a good. They actually did a Jungle Gem.
Mr.
Johnny
Lieberman,
did.
you gotta. They should build statues of that guy.
Yeah.
Way too young. Way too early.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, guys.
All right, so we'll make it official for our gracious host, Louis Lee, Jaguar, Motormouth Radio. We got Justin from American Gas and Hot Rod Shop, Mackelman Brian. We got Coach Isaac from the hot, beautiful climate of Arizonian, and of course our special guest Tom Smith from Port Unknown.
I'll be more than happy to come back.
Yeah, we'll get you back. We'll get you back.
Anytime, Thomas. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Which one of you fellas want to do the official send off? What do we say? What do we say to people waiting outside for me when I leave?
Go on, Justin.
All right. Well, as you know, you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook or YouTube, but don't follow us home.
You got that
especially
right.
because we're really protective of our Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah,
that's right. You don't want to wake up behind 7-Eleven with somebody's back.
You don't want to wake up behind. I got a 7-Eleven around the corner, so I got
with some beaver shit in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's a terrible way.
Or worse. Tom, thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah,
awesome. Thank you very much, Tom.
We will. We'll have you back again.
Take care. Be safe.
Yep. Right. So I don't even know what channel this is. What do I tell people how to find this thing? What?
YouTube. Look it up on YouTube. Playing in Traffic on YouTube.
What am I looking up?
Playing in Traffic.